Now, government is urgently working through backroom channels to end the nationwide strike by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, which it describes as a dire situation threatening the lives of patients across the country. Speaking on Joy News' PM Express on Tuesday night, government spokesperson Felix Kwachifosu stressed the critical need to restore normalcy in the healthcare delivery, especially after an emergency meeting between the nurses and the Ministry of Health ended without resolution.
Indeed, somebody remarked to me that a hospital can do without doctors, but you cannot do without nurses. And this is a doctor, actually, who told me this. And so we know that they are the binding agents that holds the health delivery system together. And therefore, their presence at various hospitals is an absolute imperative. So it is deeply regrettable that they have had to call this industrial action. As government, we have been engaged in backroom efforts to have the impasse resolved as quickly as possible so that they can go back to post and render the essential services that they are noted for. It was important that we updated the Ghanaian public on the steps being taken. One, to address the impasse itself so that the nurses can go back to work. And then two, what measures are in place to mitigate the effects on patients, because as a government, it's our responsibility to look out for their welfare and do what we can to ensure that the strike does not imperil them and put them in harm's way.
Also, Parliament's Health Committee prepares to summon the nurses and other parties to deliberate on finding a lasting solution to the impasse. Deputy Ranking Member on the Health Committee, Patrick Boateng Iyadom, says his committee knows the strike cannot continue.
Every member is not happy about the situation. We've agreed and supposed to write letters to all the stakeholders to meet urgently. To meet the committee urgently, we summon them to meet the committee urgently, and then that will bring confidence. That will give an assurance. This week we'll meet the stakeholders. We'll make a plea to both sides that they should strike a compromise somewhere.
Well, the striking nurses have stated they will comply with the court's directive if the substitute service secured by the National Labour Commission is properly delivered to them. The service allows the court notice to be served through platforms such as the Nurses Notice Board WhatsApp platform or any public medium accessible to the association. Here's the GRNMA's first Vice President, Samuel Akoto.
If we get note of it, we will do the right thing. We are law-abiding citizens, and it is the law that protects everybody. But the question is, whether is that the solution? It is not the solution. If the court compel us to withdraw, to stop our strike, we will do it. But will that be the solution? Don't we have the right to initiate the action at another date?
Well, three university teacher unions, UTAG, TUTAG and CTAG, have suspended their planned June 13 strike after the Finance Ministry assured them of resolving delays in disbursing book and research allowances. Here's UTAG President, Professor Mahmoud Akudugu.
We have had a very fruitful meeting with the Minister of Finance, and the work is being done, and hopefully we should be able to get the rate known before Friday.
You give government a 3-day ultimatum, which is the 13th. Does it mean that you are drawing down your strike notice?
Once the rate is received by our university, that is what we had wanted. So once we get what we want, we'll call it a day.
Well, more than 600,000 candidates are heading to the examination centers across the country as the 2025 Basic Education Certificate Examination officially begins. The week-long national exam marks a crucial milestone for junior high school students, determining the eligibility for senior high school placement. The West African Examinations Council has assured that all necessary measures have been put in place to ensure a smooth and secure examination process. Fred Smith, our health desk editor and also education desk editor, joins me in studio with updates from WAEC. Fred, what have they been saying?
Well, in this statement issued by WAEC, it says that 297,250 males and 306,078 females from 20,395 participating schools entered for the school examination, and the number of candidates that registered for this year's BECE is 5.99% higher than the 2024 entry figure of 569,236. Now, it says that the BECE for school candidates will be conducted at 2,237 examination centers across the country. Similar to the 2024 examination, school candidates and some of the private candidates will be examined on the core curriculum, while other private candidates will be examined on the old syllabus.
Right.
The notice also says all prospective private candidates that this will be the last time the private candidates will be examined on the old syllabus.
Thank you, Fred Smith. Now, President Mahama has ordered a ban on DSTV subscriptions at the Jubilee House as part of efforts to reduce government perks and ensure that taxpayers' money isn't misused. This was revealed by the Minister of State for Government Communications, Felix Ofusukwachi, during an interview on PM Express last night.
In the coming days, President Mahama will announce many restrictions in some of the perks that public officials used to enjoy. There's no office in this house that is allowed to subscribe to DSTV or any satellite television.
It's even affecting what you watch.
Absolutely. You can turn on the television that you see here. You will find that I'm only limited to local television stations. And it is something that will be extended to all government agencies to ensure that we don't waste the taxpayers' money. So this is a man deeply committed to making savings for the Ghanaian, because we know that the citizenry must see corresponding levels of modesty on the part of government officials.
Now, after 34 years of mastering his craft at Kumasi Technical Institute, Mukhtar Saidu has embarked on a mission to design and manufacture eco-friendly gas stoves, roasters and boilers tailored specifically for Ghanaian households. Joy News' Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin reports for Climate Focus.
Mukhtar believes that collective action can spark transformative change.
In a month, our team is able to manufacture about 500 stoves given our current workforce. Interestingly, we often receive customers who purchase these stoves as soon as we complete production. As you can see, our efforts are not only beneficial to individuals but also contribute positively to the country.
According to studies, charcoal and firewood contribute to emissions, particularly in developing countries, but there is a cleaner alternative. Mukhtar says his products are durable, cost-effective and produce less emissions.
If we continue to refine our manufacturing process, I'm confident that our product will attract an even larger customer base.
Climate Focus is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with Youth Bridge Foundation, bridging gaps for positive youth development, and the Climate Development Knowledge Network.
And that's how we end this morning's bulletin here on Joy 99.7 FM. Up next is Business on the Super Morning Show.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Go me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel where I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind safe be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The go.
Joe Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
See, your rich auntie gets more from Absa. Your childhood friend gets more from Absa. Your favorite uncle gets more from Absa. Your roommates gets more from Absa. Digital solutions get more from Absa. Rewards be bring get more from Absa. 5-star treatment get more from Absa. Preferential rate get more from Absa. Easy banking and no ane Absa. Instant loans and no ane Absa. Bank papa party and no ane Absa. FTK account and get more from Absa. Yes! Join thousands of Absa customers enjoying priority treatment, preferential rates, amazing rewards, and seamless digital solutions to help you write the next big chapter of your story. Sign up for an ABSA account today and get more. Your story matters. ABSA.
Reliable, check. Comfort, check. Strong, check. Tough, check. Tried and tested, check. Affordable, check. Comes in so many colors and sizes, check. Suitable for domestic and industrial use, check. Choose quality, choose Syntex Tank. Available nationwide and comes with 7-year warranty. And remember, Syntex Tank is a caring brand too. Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough.
Cavity protection.
This advert is FDA approved.
Kojo, it's 3 a.m. What now?
Ya tisu biomo, ya tisu biomo.
Kojo, not again. It's 4 a.m. What's now?
Sorry. Last year was Yatisubium. This year, crowd, we've gone lower. Yasaya Tiso. I'm back with good news. Amazing news. I've been soko. SG Ghana loans are back with even lower interest rates. If you're a salaried worker, whether you're on CAGD payroll, work with an SG Ghana listed institution, or already bank with SG Ghana, this is your time. Whether it's completing your dream home, paying school fees, or handling other personal needs, SG Ghana has the perfect loan for you. Walk into any SG Ghana branch from now till September 2025 and ask about Yasaya Tisu Loans promo. Let's help you get things done. You can also call 0302-214-314 for more details. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And the 6 a.m. news brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And then Absa Bank Ghana Limited, your story matters. Coming up is the Joy Business Report brought to us by MNC Properties, a member of the MNC Group, MNC Properties Choice of Class, and Omni Basic Bank, not just another bank. Akbafu.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm great. You?
Oh, God is taking care of
you. You're telling me about your handwriting. I'm just wondering how you passed your BEC because I'm wondering how the examiner was able to read your script.
You know, when I was going to write my BEC, I had a teacher. His real name is Stephen Canali.
Okay.
But we used to call him Teacher Permeable. Permeable. Now, Permeable said, Amoah, this is your handwriting. You have to be very careful. But I had a very bad handwriting. I still do anyway. But, these days...
But that didn't affect the results, did it?
The most important thing is that
Thank God for computers that you're able to type these days.
The most important thing is that, I passed. I got my first choice. I selected Mali School General Arts, which I did.
Great stuff.
And so, but that's it. But in secondary school, the handwriting was bad. But we managed. We've managed to pass all this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure that the lecturers and teachers are able to read. But, when it's time for examination, Charlie, we try. Samuel Adami one day was telling me that, so your handwriting can be nice like this. So when it's time for exam, we can make it nice. But, Daryl, Close to 30 years ago, some of us were getting ready to go and write our BEC.
30 years?
Close to. In those days, it was in August, and you go.
Ancestor.
You walk. I remember, Pastor Tu said I was riding bicycle. No. I attended Adora Memorial School in Ho at the time.
Okay.
You actually would go together. And we went singing, "We have overcome."
Wow.
We didn't say we shall, we have overcome. Today, some 600,000 pupils will be writing. Now, it's a placement exam. That's what I want them to understand. It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
It's a placement exam. Okay? And so you're writing to be placed in secondary schools. So that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
But go out there, make yourself proud. You've done all the studying, you've done all the learning.
Yeah.
Okay? It's just time to show what you've learned. And the reason I say it's a placement exam is that, Daryl, the Stanine system of grading is such that the top 4% will get 1. Top 4% will get 1. And the next 7% will get 2.
Sorry.
So it doesn't mean that you failed, though.
At all.
That's the thing I say. It is a placement exam. So it doesn't mean that you failed. It just happened that maybe others did better than you did. So just go out there and make yourself proud.
Yeah, because the fear alone can affect.
It can affect you. And that's why I'm telling the young ones, there's no failure here. Because in this kind of exam, it's based on the collective performance. Later on, I'll share all this, system, how the whole Stanine system. So by the time you realize, a certain percentage will be getting 9, 8, 7. Done. That's what it's supposed to be. That's why these days we actually use marks. So don't worry.
Yeah.
But also coming up this morning, Daryl, I'm sure you may probably have heard the Deputy Finance Minister saying this.
But the reality is that we have over 120,000 nurses, and the implementation of the current condition of service that they are demanding will have serious consequences for the budget. In fact, if we fully implement it, we are going to add in excess of 2 billion cedis to the compensation budget. We have all committed that in our resolve to reset the economy of this country, we must maintain a 1.5% primary balance surplus every year in order to bring our debt levels to sustainable levels. And so it is important for us to manage expenditure.
2 billion.
Yes, 2 billion.
Charlie.
But is it possible that we look at other budget items and then make these funds available to these nurses? Or is it possible to pay part this year?
Yeah, reach a compromise.
We'll get into that conversation. But also, in Parliament yesterday,
boy.
Listen.
Honorable Afriye, if you don't take time, I will send you out of the house.
I'm not worried about that.
Why are you taking liberty for nonsense?
About that. It's an issue of urgent public importance. I can leave.
In doing so, make one statement.
I can leave. National strike action declared by the government.
You are hereby directed to walk Afriye out of the house.
Where to go for drama these days? In Parliament.
Well, it's Parliament.
All right. So the trumpets, right? For our BEC candidates.
Yes.
Trumpets. Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, World Bank keeps Ghana's growth rate at 3.9% for this year, despite raising concerns about new threats to the economy. Also coming up, currency analyst Courage Buti describes recent pressure on cedi as normal blip, insisting the local currency would not witness sustained appreciation throughout the year. Plus, Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies raises concerns about smuggling of premix fuel due to subsidies on such products as it appeals for government support. Details coming up. My name is Daryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us this morning. Hello to our friends listening from Kofredi on KTU Radio. Well, first up, the World Bank projecting that Ghana will still end the year with a growth rate of 3.9%. This is despite warning about fresh threats to the economy in its new Global Outlook report. Here's more.
The World Bank, in its April Africa Pulse report, did project that Ghana will end 2025 with a growth rate of 3.9%. So, it was the expectation by many industry watchers that the bank will revise the country's growth outlook downwards. This was after it warned that Ghana's economy could be hit with some fresh threats. But unlike in the past that most of these threats were internal, this time round the threats will be external. This was as a result of the global trade uncertainties and shocks coming from the global economic slowdown and how that could affect countries like Ghana. But despite all these concerns, the World Bank still believes Ghana will end the year with some good growth numbers. The bank is also optimistic about things picking up strongly for next year, with a projected growth rate of 4.6%. The 3.9% growth rate is lower than the 4% that Government of Ghana is hoping to achieve in the 2025 budget. The International Monetary Fund has also been looking forward to Ghana recording a growth rate of 4% at the end of this year, while the African Development Bank is more upbeat, with a growth rate of more than 5% at the end of December 2025. For some, the development could suggest that Ghana's economy remains resilient to withstand external shocks.
Now, currency analyst Courage Woti has described recent pressures on the cedi as a normal blip, insisting there is no cause for alarm. There's been sudden pressure on the cedi on the retail market, with some arguing that it may mark an end to the local currency's good run against the dollar. Mr. Boateng insists it is not possible to have a sustained appreciation throughout the year.
When he's correcting, you saw people lose money, speculators, people who had dollars, tried to sell to probably cut their losses and all that. Now, it's expected that the normal J-care effect will happen right after it bottoms out, stabilizes around 10 to 4 thereabout for a few days or so. You would begin to see people try to test the result. How strong is the appreciation? How strong is this resilience? They want to test it for, and it's a normal market dynamic, really. So if you look at that, then you are looking at 10, 7 as we speak and going into towards the 11. I think it's a normal dynamic given the pace at which it came down. And then it would have to do that until it finds a level where it is stable and you are not seeing very significant movements. So for me, what is happening is to be expected. I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary.
Courage Boutique, currency analyst, also head of macroeconomic research at DCB Bank PLC. Meanwhile, the Ghana Chamber of Mines has given assurance it will continue to increase gold production levels to aid the country's exports to help stabilize the city. Ahmed Dasana Natoma is chief operating officer of the chamber. He spoke at a press conference in Accra.
So it's just the approach to how we are using our currency that has helped change. Geopolitical activities also affect some of these things. A lot of people are moving away from the dollar, and that also let the dollar reduce the shine. So those things, but working together, even with the gold board and everybody, to keep the mining industry afloat, then we can continue to see that we have a long-term stabilization of our currency. We don't want a flash in the pan. Today is up, tomorrow is down. We want something that is stable, that is sustainable, and that mining companies who are contributing to this can then, for once, be appreciated for what we have been doing all these years.
Ahmed Dasanana Toma is Chief Operating Officer at the Chamber of Mines. Now, Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies has raised new concerns about hoarding and illegal distribution of premix fuel and marine gas due to subsidies on the products. The Chamber is therefore worried that the situation may aggravate as more taxes are heaped on diesel and petrol. Dr. Winston is Chief Executive of the Chamber.
Every time I've heard their leaders speak, they always relate to other unions and what other.
All right, obviously that not Chief Executive of the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies. We'll bring that to you, but we'll hear next from economist Professor Patrick Isumin, who has indicated he backs government's claims of serious disruptions to the economy if it heeds to demands from striking nurses. The nurses are seeking enhanced working conditions, which government claims will increase the compensation bill by more than 2 billion cedis. Speaking to Joy Business, Professor Isumin noted that the fiscal implications should be paramount in all these negotiations.
Every time I've heard their leaders speak, they always relate to other unions and what others are getting. And that's really what you expect. Wages are primarily when it comes to wages negotiation, relative positions matter. So they will look at this and they will say, well, this is what others in our sector are receiving. And therefore, if the state can afford that, they should be able to also afford it. But I think, we have to understand that the number of nurses are relatively more than maybe other unions within the sector. So I do not necessarily think that it's too much, because I don't really know the overall effect on the budget side, but I do think that its fiscal implication might be significant.
Economist Professor Patrick Isuminthe, back to our earlier story on the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies raising concerns about smuggling of premix fuel due to subsidies on such products, appealing for government support. Here's Chief Executive of the Chamber, Dr. Winston.
Why should government, going through all these difficulties, continue to invest in subsidizing premix fuel? Why is it that other products like the marine gas oil are not also being taxed up to a certain level? When you look at the data for MGO consumption in 2023 and 20.
All right, you rather had the Dr. Patrick Ofori, who is the Chief Executive of the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors. Now, Cocoa Board is raising concerns or questions about cocoa being sold by previous administration at far below market price, and that was not supplied. The development, the company says, has made it difficult for the country to benefit from the current soaring prices of beans on the international market. Dr. Randy Abe is Chief Executive of Cocoa Board.
The previous administration signed contracts, and so they sold cocoa, and they couldn't supply. They sold it at 2,600 per ton and could not supply 333,767 tons. Not 33,000, not 3,000. 333,767 tons. They could not. This was in the 23-24 season. Then 24-25, the prices go up. So that same administration, then the mandate they gave to CMC to sell was at $6,600. So what is happening is that you're using $6,600 cocoa for 24-25 to service a contract that was executed at 2,600, and then you are paying the cocoa farmer 3,100. If you add haulage and the BDC margins, you are looking at an extra, let's say, $1,000.
Dr. Randy Abe, the Chief Executive of Cocoa Board. Now, food is essential for survival, yet millions face empty plates daily. Modern farming solutions like climate-smart seeds, advanced equipment, and skilled labor hold the key to transforming food systems. Legacy Crop Improvement Center, based in the Eastern region, is on a mission to boost food security by producing and distributing high-quality climate-resilient seeds. Could this be the turning point in the fight against hunger? Well, we find out on the Joy Business Van today. In 2016, Amos Rutherford Azinu took a leap of faith and ventured into seed production. Through his company, Legacy Crop Improvement Center, he pioneered hybrid maize foundation seed production in the private sector, a niche few dared to explore.
We producing this seed because we realized that one of the deficits in our food value chain is availability and accessibility of high quality seed to farmers. At Legacy today, we have one of the finest maize variety that the Climate Smart we provide A biofortified that the farmers are planting in order to support their production. This variety is climate resilient and able to manufacture on mature on the right time for farmers to actually get a good harvest out of it.
Today, Legacy Crop Improvement Center doesn't just serve Ghana. Amos's reach has extended across the West African sub-region, fulfilling a growing demand for high-quality hybrid seeds. Join us at 1 p.m. right after the Joy Business Report, 5 p.m. on Business Live on the Joy News channel. Let's check the markets as we conclude. Crude oil dropped to $66 a barrel on the international market. Gold added more than $18 to open trading at $3,341 an ounce. Cocoa lost more than $400 trading this morning at $9,030 a ton. On the currency market, the dollar going for 12 cedis 20 pesos. That's what Forex bureaus are offering their clients. That's 30 pesos down from yesterday. The British pound going for 15 cedis, 30 pesos. The euro going for 13 cedis. However, the commercial banks are still quoting the dollar 10 cedis, 24 pesos. More news on our website by joyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Kwab. Thanks for listening. The Super Morning Show continues. Here's Winston.
Yeah, thank you very much, Daryl. 12 cities, 20 pesos. It is well.
It definitely is.
The Forex Bureau, well, it is well. Anyway, let's get into our inspirational song for today, and one by Joe Metal.
Okay.
Give me oil.
Oh, okay. The BC candies, they need oil.
They need oil, yeah. They need oil. They need oil. So
they need oil.
This is one by Joe Metal. That's our inspirational song for today here on the Super Morning Show.
And you just get like.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy. Joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah.
The young ones sitting the BC today would need that oil.
Yeah.
So, it's our prayer that you get that oil, and yeah.
May God come through for them like He came through for David, the young man David, the shepherd, who later was anointed. Yes, and his cup overflowed, and later he became a vessel of God that he danced, and they composed songs for him. Saul kills in the thousands, David kills in the tens of thousands. They are going to be like David.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Let's just be calm.
They are going to, this exam is just a small hurdle, but they'll cross it. And whilst we wish them all the best, we the adults, we also need to ask ourselves, the 600,000 children writing their BEC today, what are we putting in place for them? What plans do we have for them to develop their skills, their talent, for them to be human resources who will change the face of the world, who will be impactful in Ghana and globally? It's a very, very important thing that we need to be thinking about and doing for them.
Exactly. And I was telling Daryl earlier about the grading system, the Stanine system. And in the Stanine system, the first 4% will get one.
Okay.
So the top 4%
will get one.
So
if out of the 600,000, let's say 40,000 per subject gets, say, between 95 to 100, they'll get one.
Yes, they'll get one.
And if you fall out of the 4%, you can score 94.9, you get 2.
You will get 2.
It doesn't mean what bomb.
Doesn't mean
it's
what
the grading system.
And that's the grading system. That's what I'm telling the young ones. So this is a placement exam. Then the next 7% will get 2.
Yes.
Then the next 12% will get 3.
So the first 4% will get 1. Right?
Yes.
So that is 24,000 students.
Yes.
They make the first 4%,
Yes.
right? And the next 7% gets what? 2.
2.
So that next 7% is 40,000.
Yes.
So between 1 and 2 no, is about 64,000 students.
Yeah.
So when your child brings 3, 4, they've tried, they've done well. It's just a grading system.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the next 12% will get 3. Next 17% will get 4. Next 20% will get 5.
I see.
So that's the standard grading system, and there's the reason sometimes, there's been complaints about. But that's why I say it's a placement system. It's a placement exam.
1 to 3, we are looking at 128,000 students, and this then is about 21% of the students. So only 21% of the 600,000 students will get between 1 to 3.
You're not a bad student.
It's the grading system.
It's the grading system,
which is trying to make you better than we used to be.
And that is why these days we actually use raw scores.
Yeah.
So it's a placement exam. Feel free.
I see.
That's only a placement exam. So just go out there.
Yeah.
And make yourself proud. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, go out there, make mommy proud, make daddy proud. Don't worry, I know that.
Do they still write French at the BC level? Yeah, the French was the scariest for me.
Really?
Mr. Edusei, Monsieur Edusei, Charlie, our French teachers, the way they used to
actually
beat us.
one of my best subjects.
Yeah, they were bombed the thing.
Oh, I love it.
Ça va? Oui.
Oh, French, crazy French. Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Charlie,
it's one of my favorites. No wonder. I hear that my son loves French.
my French teacher was a deacon in our church. He was a preacher in our church. He'll beat us in school and come and preach to us on Sunday.
Anyway, let's get into our Drive Safe campaign.
Yes, the Drive Safe campaign is brought to you by Joy News and the Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota. Superior quality. Avoid all distractions. Keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel. Be visible. Drive with your lights on. That's how you ensure your safe arrival. And Winston, today I'm still on vehicle maintenance. And most of the examples I'm giving on Drive Safe, I'm leaving them. Yesterday I was just driving and my car stops. I had to leave the car. Called my mechanic. We went to see the car at 4 a.m. this morning. And alternator belt gone. Right. You never know what will happen to you on the road. Especially if you're on a busy road and your car stops like that, you lose control of the vehicle. Anything can happen. So please, again and again and again and again, make sure you take your car to the right people to service it for you. And if you are thinking of getting a brand new car, if you are tired of driving used cars like I am, let's go for the Ghana Auto Summit next week.
Auto Summit. On
Come
Tuesday.
get a brand new car and enjoy the drive and stop seeing mechanics every 2 days.
But even that one, the good news about that one is that you can actually watch your car being assembled for you.
Yes.
That's why I'm looking for money. Anyway, let's learn how to say it right. It's brought to us by Kingdom Books at Kingdom Quality and Affordability are the hallmarks, and Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you. And today's Say It Right is one that Kojo Yankson did on his birthday a year ago. Today is Kojo Yangson's birthday.
Yes. Today is Kojo's birthday.
So happy birthday to you, Kojo Yankson.
Yes.
And it's also the birthday of Julian Atiase. So Auntie Julian Atiase, happy birthday to you also. So time now for Say It Right.
You say either, I say either.
Happy birthday to me. I think it would be appropriate on this day to correct one of the most common errors of the English language. Happy belated birthday. So often we hear people say this when they mean to say belated happy birthday. Let's try to untangle this one. When you say happy belated birthday, you are suggesting that the person's birthday came late. But we all know a person's birthday comes along on the same day each year. It is never late. So a person can never have a belated birthday. That's why you cannot wish them a happy belated birthday. It is your birthday wish that may be late because you forgot to give it on the right day. So when you remember a day or two after the big day, you would wish them a belated happy birthday. Let's think about it this way. In forming the phrase, nothing must come between the words happy and birthday. They must always be together. So let your belated come first, then follow it with your happy birthday. And that is how you say it right.
Okay, so you know how to say it right now. Not anything. I mean, not happy belated birthday. No.
Happy joyous birthday. Happy blessed birthday.
Anyway, let's get into the
so
newspaper
blessed happy
review.
birthday.
Yes, Kojo sing happy birthday to you. You know my wishes for you.
Yeah.
And so let's get into the newspaper review brought to us by Syntex Tanker, Strong Air Tough, and Access Bank, More Than Banking, and Kel Chaco Toothpaste. Happy smile.
The past few weeks we've been talking about the economy, CD appreciation and related matters, and today one of the big events that will shape the way our economy is run, how we do things, is happening. The Ghana Horticulture Expo is happening this morning at the AICC. If you want to do anything in agric, exports, imports, if you want to venture into agriculture, that's your platform to be. And the president will be speaking, and the industry expects him to say a lot of things that will give the industry the boost. So, conference center, let's meet there today. And it's brought to you by Phage Gepa and supported by Joy Business. I'll start with the daily graphic. Nurses strike. Government committed to dialogue. This is the Minister of Health, Kwabena Menta Akando. Chamber of Licensed Gold Buyers secures EPA fee waiver. This is to give them a boost as the gold board shapes up and tries to consolidate the gains in that particular sector. Explore investment opportunities back home. Diaspora Investments Forum speakers advising Ghanaians and people in the diaspora to explore investments back in Ghana. And more data for same price from July 1, Sam George assures. This is following his press event yesterday. And timber racketeers invade Abutia Game Reserve. It's on the back page of the newspaper.
We'll get to the more data bit later on when we get into the details. But the Economic Times for this morning says new fuel levy. Opposition stifles as stakeholders debate the remnant, and Islamic banking serves interest of all faith. That's Professor John Gachi. Ghana aims to replace raw gold exports with refined bullion sales. All on the front page of the Economic Times.
If you go to the news center, government seeks to replace nurses, midwives with retirees. Nurses strike, frustrated patients lament delays at hospitals. Gold board cured lapses in previous system. This is Sami Jemfi, the CEO, speaking. Minority proposes solutions to deal with the energy sector. Kojo Nkrumah is leading that conversation. And OSP wrecks SML's systems. GRA to lose millions in revenue. That's the headline on the SML related matters. And Cocoa Board seeks BOG's helps to save local LBCs, Dr. Randy Abbey. And you know the thing he's asking for us to use 3% of the reserves to support local LBCs.
To do what?
To buy cocoa and to operate and ensure that Cocoa Board is able to deliver on its promise to Ghanaians. That conversation started years ago. There are people asking for some of the reserves to be given back to industry at lower interest rates, patient capital to drive growth. Now, Randy is pushing from the Cocoa Board angle, and others are.
That conversation, I do not think it's right for this year.
Not for this year,
not
yeah?
for this year. Maybe not for next year.
Okay.
Maybe for 2027, 2028, we can start having that conversation. When we are very disciplined over a long period of time,
then we can do that.
We can have that conversation.
Okay. Akosia Menu has written an open letter to the Vice President from scrutiny to siege, and she's asking the Vice President to speak on the Chief Justice matters.
Okay, that same story is on the front page of the Ghanaian Publisher. Speak for Tokonu, Akosia Menu to VIP. GLIS sends SOS to IGP National Security over safety concerns, and that's the Ghana Lebanon Islamic Secondary School in Accra. Gold Board will clean up mess in the gold trade, Sami Jemfi. Oil cartels, OSP, National Security go after SML, destroy revenue monitoring system, and minority tells government to change posture towards striking nurses, which means we can get into the online news review now, brought to us by Zenith Bank. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
And Zenith Bank has the Zenith Easy Cash. It's an easy loan solution from Zenith Bank for MTN Momo subscribers. It's secure, convenient, instant, and collateral free. A loan without any collateral. So talk to them today. With Easy Cash, you can take care of all your financial needs and emergencies with total peace of mind. All you need to do to access this is to dial *170# on MTN, hit option 5 for financial services, choose option 3 for loans, and finally option 6 for Easy Cash. Easy Cash is your easy loan in 60 seconds. Yes. It's brought to you by Zenith Bank. Apply today. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. And my Joe Online?
Sure.
Government making backroom efforts to end nurses' strike. This is Felix Kwachio-Fosu speaking. Mahama to announce tough restrictions on public officials' perks. This is the same Felix Kwachio-Fosu speaking. 3 SML directors picked up in OSP search as part of corruption probe. And over 2 billion Ghana cedis cost too high. Government defense delay to implement nurses' deal. And some people are saying only 2 billion? Too high for the health sector, for nurses, to ensure patients are taken care of. That's one of the big stories this morning. Nurses strike, government not backtracking. We are protecting the economy from collapse. This is Kwacho Fosu. And Minority Caucus proposes solutions to deal with energy sector debts. Konfanochi HR manager's office locked by unknown persons demanding his removal. Those are the stories on My Joy Online. You can go to My Joy Online for more stories. Now let me take you to citynewsroom.com. My stance on Galamsey not compromise. I'll sustain it. This is Ken Ashibe, former Chamber of Telco's boss. Now he's the Ghana Chamber of Mines CEO.
And if there's any position that allows him to do that, is this position.
Yes.
He's a representative. I mean, he's the chief spokesperson, more or less, of the mining companies.
Yeah.
And they're against illegal mining.
Yes.
So that's it.
And the Chamber of Mines is denying political influence in leadership changes. MOAG to meet NLC over conditions of service today. So nurses, MOAG, TUTAG, UTAG, all those associations are asking for better conditions of service. Mahama deserves apology for Wuntumi's offensive comments. This is Dr. Yue Friye. And Ghanaians deserve unlimited monthly data, not just bigger bundles. This is Davis Ansa Opoku speaking. So those are some of the headlines online. Winston, should I start with the details?
Yes, let's get into the details.
I want to start with the BEC and give some numbers before we go to nurses and data. About 603,328 candidates are poised to sit for the 2025 BEC for schools and private candidates. It's starting today, and it will conclude next week, June 18, on Wednesday. So instead of Monday to Friday, now it's Wednesday to Wednesday. Now, this year's number of candidates represents a 6% increase from 2024. So in 2024, the number was 569,000. Now it's 603,000. Almost 45,000 more candidates. Now, WAEC announced the figures today, revealing that approximately 297,000 are males and 306,000 are females from 20,395 participating schools. So those are the numbers. 603,000 of future leaders.
Yeah.
We need to do better and plan better for them.
Of course, that's something that is expected to be done. I mean, you're looking at 603,000. You're looking at you need to find out spaces in, grammar schools and in our technical schools. So how many of them are likely to go to technical schools? What percentage of children do we need in going to go to technical schools, and how do we get them into technical schools?
Yeah,
it's what we should be thinking about. You see, we just don't wholesale said, okay, that's the end of it. We must be strategic in deciding that, for the country's future in the next 20, 30 years, this is what our future must look like. So these are the kinds of human resources that we need. You train them.
So if we say that the housing deficit is it 200,000 or 2 million? If we say the housing deficit is 2 million, You need people who can help build 2 million homes, carpenters who can help build 2 million homes, painters, tilers, metal fabricators. All these people, we need them, and people who work with glass and all those things. How are we training them? If we say we need a lot more roads, we have about 74,000 kilometers of roads in this country. What human resources are we going to, if we want to be food secure, the AI space, technology, everything.
Everything. Must be planning.
Healthcare.
We have to plan.
Yes, we have to plan. Now, talking about healthcare, page 8 of the news center, nurses 2 billion Ghana cedi demand threatens economy. This is according to the government. Now, the health minister spoke yesterday. Deputy Minister of Finance also spoke yesterday. And the story says the health minister, Kwabena Mintah Kando, has issued a stark warning that the full and immediate implementation of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association demands could have dire consequences for the national economy. And backing the health minister's assessment, the deputy finance minister Thomas Nyakwampim disclosed that the proposed conditions, including a 13th month salary, unpaid allowances, fuel and medical provisions, rural incentives and others, would cost the government over 2 billion Ghana cedis in additional expenditure. And this is the reality. Now, he says, and I quote, "The reality is that we have over 120,000 nurses, and implementing the current conditions of service they are demanding will add in excess 2 billion cedis to the compensation budget. And we are not ready for that now."
Listen to what he said. I mean, just listen to the Deputy Finance Minister.
But the reality is that we have over 120,000 nurses, and the implementation of the current condition of service that they are demanding will have serious consequences for the budget. In fact, if we fully implement it, we are going to add in excess of 2 billion cedis to the compensation budget. We have all committed that in our resolve to reset the economy of this country, we must maintain a 1.5% primary balance surplus every year in order to bring our debt levels to sustainable levels. And so it is important for us to manage expenditure.
So that's Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyakwampim there making that point. So, well, Kojo, one of the things you look out for is that government has a chance to, present a mid-year budget review.
Yeah.
In the mid-year budget review, we've talked about how, for instance, we've been gaining a lot from the sale of our commodities.
Yep.
Is there a possibility that we may be getting in more money than expected, or we may actually would have to via certain expenditure items?
Mm-hmm.
I think that, look, there are certain things that, there's certain discretionary expenditure items that if you really want to negotiate, how much of it are you prepared to pay?
Exactly.
Now, you say that it will throw your budget off. Is it possible that you maintain the budget and still get these people to go to work? As opportunity cost, for instance. So here, one of the best ways, or most of the time, our capital expenditure is some 32 billion Ghana cedis. Is it possible that we reduce this capital expenditure by, let's say, even 1 billion and tell the nurses, take this while we negotiate and make other payments next year? Instead of saying it will throw our compensation budget, and out of gear, can we re-engineer our expenditure items and make provision for that?
Are there new and better ways to even deliver that, the capex we've budgeted for?
Exactly. So, for instance, when it comes to IGF of say teaching hospitals that I know, IGF of teaching hospitals, there's about 15% could go into compensation of employees. There's a formula for the sharing mechanism. Can you vary it to ensure that part of it could go into, say, payment of certain allowances?
Exactly.
If that cannot be done, for instance, how do you go about it? Re-engineer the system to say, this is what I intend to do. But to say, wholesale, let's start next year. That could be problematic. Okay, let's not just sit back and say, this is what I can afford, and that's the end of the world.
Places that we can take money from and do things differently in the infrastructure space. For example, we spend millions getting vehicles and machines for drip. Can we then say, because we have those assets, if we are awarding any contracts for infrastructure, government owns plant and equipment. So some of those should be used to do some of these things. The whole of government approach, this, that.
And you're talking about goods and services, for instance. Goods and services budget for 2025 is 6.9 billion. What percentage of that can you use? Can you say, okay, because of this, we're going to hold on to this.
Yeah.
We're going to hold on to that. And then we'll use the savings to actually take care of this.
And we all know that there are a lot of wasteful expenditure in some of these things.
There are. So let's not just throw our hands in despair and say, oh no, we can't do anything about it. We can't do anything about it. And let's wait till next year. Now, when you wait till next year, and that's why I say this thing all the time. Look, one of my friends, Untifafa Kwasi, sent me a message that says that if you're unhappy with multimedia, you see you are going on strike, or well, if I am happy, I'm happy, and I go to the company based on the service I render to the company can say, okay, we would look at you and then decide that it would increase your salary. If the company thinks that I am not important to the company, they will fire me. They will tell me you can go, and I will go. Okay, that's if I want to go. I haven't said I want to go, but if they say this is what they want, and now that we have decided, listen to this. Now that we have decided that in the meantime we're going to be getting retired nurses, aren't we going to pay them? Where are we going to get the money from to pay the retired nurses? I haven't heard them saying they are not going to pay the nurses their salary because they are on strike. So where are we getting the money from?
Maybe the retired nurses are going to work extra national service without any compensation. Yeah. One thing I'll be looking out for? New vehicles bought by the states for functionaries. If we don't have money for nurses now, and I see any new vehicles being bought, then it shows that we don't value lives and we don't value our people.
I'm sure that government. Felix talks about how government is quietly backdooring, but I think the negotiation has been poor. The government's negotiation has been poor. Okay, you make tell them something. This is how you want to do it. And then we can come back and say, nurses do this. Anyway, one more story and then we get for...
Yes, the other big story is the data story. More data for same price from July 1. Sam George is assuring. Yesterday he had a press event, and the story says many Ghanaians will from July 1 enjoy more data for the same price as part of sweeping reforms announced yesterday by the Minister of Communication. The minister explained that engagements with the country's three major mobile network operators, Camcom, which is MTN, Ghana Telecom, which is Telecel, and Airtel Tigo 80, had resulted in a 10 to 15% increase in data bundle values without any price adjustments. But some people are saying that is not enough. We want unlimited data.
We'll come back now. Let's go for the BBC News, and it's brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
Billions of dollars are spent each year on beer in North America. But it's been a rocky few years for the brewing trade. So how are people making this iconic American drink faring under ever-changing tariff environment?
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Coming up from the BBC World Service, The Interview. Conversations with the people shaping our world. With me, James Kamarasamy, presenter of the BBC's NewsHour programme. For this episode of The Interview, I speak to Mike Huckabee, the Trump administration's US ambassador to Israel.
I don't think that there are war crimes being committed other than by Hamas. And I think that war is a nasty thing. People get hurt. But as long as Hamas continues to put their citizens in harm's way, and seemingly without regard for their human life, seems to not care that innocent civilians are being hurt by this war. Israel has already offered a 60-day ceasefire in which half the hostages would go immediately, the others would come out over the course of the 60 days, and Hamas would leave. The war is over. But Hamas doesn't agree to that.
Mike Huckabee, US ambassador to Israel. Hear more on The Interview after the news.
Hello, I'm Govinda Gill with the BBC News. Demonstrations in solidarity with protests in Los Angeles against the Trump administration's immigration raids are gaining traction in other US cities. In New York, where 2,000 people demonstrated, police arrested dozens of protesters blocking traffic, while more were detained in Chicago. Earlier, a US judge denied an emergency request from California's governor to block the use of federal troops President Trump sent to Los Angeles. Gavin Newsom said Mr. Trump's decision was illegal.
This brazen abuse of power by a sitting president inflamed a combustible situation, putting our people, our officers, and even our National Guard at risk. That's when the downward spiral began. He doubled down on his dangerous National Guard deployment by fanning the flames even harder.
Police in the Austrian city of Graz say they found a farewell letter and a non-functioning pipe bomb in the house of a man who shot dead 10 people in a school on Tuesday. He was 21 and a former pupil, and officers believe he acted alone before killing himself. Austrians are observing 3 days of mourning for the victims of what Chancellor Christian Stocker has called a very dark day. Top Chinese and US negotiators say they've agreed a framework on trade. It follows 2 days of talks in London. Stephen McDonnell reports.
This agreement won't end the US-China trade war. However, the deal struck in London by senior government representatives from Beijing and Washington has been described as a framework to pave the way for further talks if Xi Jinping and Donald Trump both approve its wording. Though specific details have not been revealed, it's thought to include several olive branches, including an easing of Beijing's restrictions on rare earth sales to the US and a partial freeing up of China's access to American computer chip technology.
Russian drone attacks on Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, have killed 2 people and injured at least 50 more. The city's mayor, Ihor Terekov, said private homes and industrial facilities were hit. Paul Adams is in Kyiv.
Kharkiv's mayor says the city was hit with 17 Russian drones just after midnight, triggering several fires. Ukraine also carried out attacks overnight with drones reportedly used to target a gunpowder factory in the Tambov region several hundred miles inside Russia. The local governor said the attack had been repelled, but around 10 explosions were heard and local residents said the factory was on fire. The defense ministry in Moscow said drones were destroyed over other areas of southern Russia and the occupied Crimean Peninsula. Both sides are using drones in ever-increasing numbers, with Ukraine recording more than 4,000 in May.
World News from the BBC. Poland's pro-EU government is facing a confidence vote later today. The Prime Minister, Donald Tusk, called the vote after his political opponent, Karol Nawrocki, won the presidential election earlier this month. Adam Easton reports.
Donald Tusk said he recognised the gravity of the political moment when he called the confidence vote. The election of National Conservative Karol Nawrocki as president will be a significant obstacle to his ability to govern effectively and cement Poland's place in the European mainstream. The confidence vote should be a formality because Mr. Tusk's coalition has a comfortable majority in Parliament. In the unlikely event any of the coalition partners vote against themselves, and that would be a shock, the government will survive.
Scientists say Greenland experienced a human-induced record-breaking heatwave last month that caused its ice sheet to melt 17 times faster than average. That greatly accelerated Greenland's contribution to rising sea levels. Iceland saw its May average reach 13 degrees above normal. Across the northern hemisphere, it was the second warmest May ever recorded. A French law firm is suing the US electric car maker Tesla on behalf of clients who say their cars have become extreme right-wing totems. Lawyers at GKA in Paris say 10 clients want to break their vehicle leases because the cars have acquired the symbolism through the politics of Tesla's boss Elon Musk. EU sales of Teslas have almost halved since the start of the year, as Mr. Musk, until last week, closely allied himself with President Trump and had lent support to Germany's far-right AfD party. South Korea's hugely successful K-pop band BTS have taken another step closer to a much-anticipated reunion after 2 more members were discharged from mandatory military service. Jimin and Jin Pop were greeted by fans. BBC News.
Hello, I'm James Kamarasamy, presenter of the BBC's News.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesiye promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji. As a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Gasakra. Fabeji. It's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesie promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the game of choices. Listen with rapt attention. Round 1, question 1. Elevator or stairs?
Stairs.
Now the second question. Less than 4 hours or at least 6 hours of sleep at night?
At least 6 hours of sleep.
The last question. Yomi yogurt or...
Yomi yogurt, of course.
Oh, I'm not done.
No need. That's my choice. Yomi yogurt.
Life is full of choices. Always remember that the choices we make today shape our tomorrow. Whether it's a morning start, a midday snack, or a dessert, our delicious Yomi yogurt is here to nourish you. Yummy, a nourishing choice. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine waking up to serenity every day, surrounded by nature's beauty and luxury at your fingertips in a gated estate you can be proud to call your home. Welcome to Western Villas, located at Ai Mensa, where our stunning homes redefine elegance. At Western Villas, each home is a masterpiece, designed with precision and love. From swimming pool, gym, playground, beautiful landscaped gardens, and private balconies, making every day feel like a retreat. We also have executive plots for sale at MacArthur Hill, strategically located and offer unparalleled views, easy access to amenities, and endless possibilities for executive living. With just 5% deposit, you can reserve your space. Contact us today to learn more about our luxury homes at Ai Mensa or executive plots at MacArthur Hill. Call us now on 0536 502295 or visit www.westernvillas.com for more information.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Say a kind, so to Nioma a free useless enterprise. Who know who the biara da? If we say, Omonioma ya papa, net chenso, and to a beer water generator sets, water pumps, mowers, Cummins, Kama, Lester Peter, Kiloska, and then Nioma who drop every useless enterprise biya no. I just say, Onuan Kasakas won't pay you, and that's what the check. Useless enterprise, at Nioma bit say, Perkins, Caterpillar, Honda Gen sets, a fei, or plant a Kessia and Nkuma, hotels, guest house. Schools, restaurants, and now said you may quote beer. Ebetumi yusu. Enti a friend na kwedi. A one last stop. Shoshuacha kwai awo adrigam. Bridge near 69 American House, a Champo Junction, Bawalashi, Newtown Junction, Ashaliboche, Social Welfare, Medina, and Afewokwa Dantan Swa, our Ridge Junction. Telephone 0203 005498 and 0248 169258.
Ah, my little ones, gather around. Once upon a time in the heart of Accra, a man in his fancy car sought directions. But oh, the Ghanaian way.
Hello, bro. Good afternoon. Can you please show me where the Presby Church is? Go straight. 10 left at the big mango tree with the broken branches with most of the mangoes falling. Ask there. Anybody will show you.
And when the Black Stars take to the field, every Ghanaian becomes a coach.
Oba!
The sacred cue for our beloved Gobe. As you wait patiently, rehearsing the perfect vibes. These, my dear ones, are some few moments that make our Ghana truly special. And as we share these stories, let us also remember a plate of lily rice, connecting our hearts through the flavors of our culture. Special moments are worth celebrating with lily rice. Lily rice, yenimno fritite. This advert is FDA approved.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of a Zenith SME business card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Wake up, good morning, good morning. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning. Yeah, if you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. In the morning time, yeah. Wake up to the super morning show, yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning, yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning, on the super morning show. Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show. In the morning time, yeah. Wake up to the super morning show, yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning, yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning, on the super morning show. Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show. In the morning time, yeah. Wake up to the super morning show, yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning, yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning, on the super morning show. Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
We've been talking about nurses' strike. We've been talking about data. We'll tell you more about that. But while talking about issues to do with nurses' strike and everything, Kwame Sowu sent me this one. Okay. As a Ghanaian adult, I find it embarrassing whenever our country faces certain challenges, especially financial ones, that appear extraordinarily difficult to resolve collectively. The ongoing nurses' strike, which has crippled our public health institutions, is one such example. Not all of us may be in government, But are we really saying that our universities, financial experts, trade associations, political parties, and individual citizens cannot collaborate to help the government find only $200 million annually to improve the remuneration of 120,000 nurses in Ghana? And we have stopped offering free ideas to the government after crafting and proposing policies like talk time tax in 2006, 2007, my contributions to the 2010 budget, the luxury vehicle tax in 2018, and the 2022 removal of toll booth backed by an inelastic product tax that, though poorly implemented, generated billions for Ghana. Yet I have never taken my heart and mind off public finance. There's enough money around if we look hard enough. Yesterday I spent hours analyzing various data, and it became clear that with a few simple initiatives, this revenue could be generated without any disruptions to the current budget. If we cannot solve this now and instead postpone it to next year, can we be classified as a serious people collectively? If we really want to, we can find the solution without waiting another year. Individually, we may not find enough, but collectively, we can surmount every challenge.
Only 200 million United States dollars. Just 2 billion Ghana cedis.
And he says, and he adds this: if the Public Procurement Authority aggregates annual expenditure by various public institutions on non-essential items like annual replacement of curtains, calendar, fridges, sofas, etc., we can save hundreds of millions. Why must we print calendars today when they are available on every phone?
Good one, which I agree. Why? Why do we print calendars? All these diaries, notepads, branded pens. You are running institutions that are making losses, but you are printing all sorts of non-functional things.
So a bit of a clarification. The health minister was actually calling on retired nurses to volunteer.
Okay.
So they are being asked to volunteer.
Okay, on their own dime, right?
On their own. So you volunteer.
They'll pay their own transport.
Haven't been touched.
They'll buy their own scraps.
Haven't been touched.
They will buy. Okay.
Yes. They are being asked to volunteer.
You want a retired nurse to buy her own scraps to get back to
That's why you're volunteering.
Okay.
So if it's more like say hawa.
Yeah,
that's it. Basically. But Kojo, for those of us who use data a lot,
yes,
we do. I used to. Samuel Rami says 399. You know what I used to do for him? I'll be there, then he will send me money. I come off phone and send me 400.
Yeah.
So eventually, I took the man's phone and said, "Hey, listen, don't send me this thing again. This is how you do it." Now, listen to the Communications and Digital Innovation Minister.
I am pleased to announce that my engagement with the CEOs have resulted in the following specific measures which are to take effect from Tuesday, 1st of July 2025. Airtel Tigo Ghana, AT Ghana. A 10% increase in all data bundles currently offered by the network. Additionally, the 400 Ghana CD bundle, which currently offers 195 gigabytes of data, will now offer 236 gigabytes of data. Ghana Telecommunications Company Limited, Telecel. Also, a 10% increase in all data bundles currently offered by the network. Their 400 Ghana CD bundle, which currently offers 90 gigabytes, will offer 250 gigabytes from 1st of July. Scancom Ghana Limited, MTN. A 15% increase in all data bundles currently offered by the network. And I'm pleased to announce the restoration of the 399 Ghana CD bundle, which currently has been changed to the 350 CD bundle that offers 92.88 gig, will henceforth be reinstated to 214 gig for 399 Ghana CDs.
Okay, there you have it. And so we used to spend 399 Ghana cedis if you're on MTN for some 214 gigabyte of data. That changed to 92 gigabyte of data for 350. And so if it's been increased to 399 again, and you get more than double that, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's better. For some of us who basically work on the internet, this is good. And for me, I always say that we should treat communication services, internet and everything like we are treating water and electricity. It's an essential service which we should not play with. When COVID hit, that was when we realized the inequality in the system. People in the urban areas had access to some level of good internet. Those in the rural areas couldn't go to school. Our children there were disadvantaged. And I like the fact that the new government is working on it, but this is not enough. We should do better. For example, why must we sell bandwidth, for example, to the telcos at the rate at which we sell it, when we should be considering these services as essential for the citizenry? So you drop it, the telcos give us better services at cheaper rates, we use more, so there is more revenue, there is more activity within the system. Why must we do that? So a telco wants to get bandwidth, and you are quoting in millions of dollars, $60 million, $10 million, and all those things. These, they'll pass it on to us. But it's a spectrum that I don't think, I'm not an expert in the telco space, but I don't think necessarily we've spent so much money. It's a spectrum in the system. So we need to use some of these things to make some of these services easily accessible to all Ghanaians. And one institution we need to pay attention to is GIFEC, the Ghana Infrastructure Fund for Electronic Communication. Yeah. We are all paying into a pot for GIFEC to be able to invest in access for the whole country. If you go to every corner of the country, you should get good enough service. And now, even in the rural areas, we need our kids to be able to connect, play in the artificial intelligence space, use the resources to add more value to themselves. So this is good, but the government must do better. I want unlimited data. I want even cheaper data.
Yeah. You're right. Certainly one of the things. But Kojo, it's the 11th of June, and the Ghana Hot Expo is starting today.
Yes. It's starting today. It's starting at the official event starts at 10 a.m. sharp, but the whole event starts at 9 a.m. It's 3 days of talking about agri horticulture and talking about the space. And today we're excited about this because Multimedia Group is partnering Fage and GEPA. And one of the highlights for me is the presentation on the opportunities we can use agri to create for Ghana. We'll do the global trends, the opportunities for Ghana, and the president is going to give the keynote address. And for young people who want to venture into agribusiness, for people who want to be traders, for anyone who wants to create wealth with agribusiness, the Ghana Horticulture Expo is the event that you need to attend. We have worked hard in positioning Ghana as a global source of food. This year, for example, when we went to Berlin for the Food Logistica Fair, we were able to get orders of over $260 million for Ghanaian suppliers of yam, chilies, mangoes, and all these things. And there is demand for our stuff, but we need to get together and figure out how we invest and make that money so that maybe even the agri sector can be levied to even give the nurses their $2 billion.
So where's the venue?
It's happening at the conference center, Accra International Conference Center. We will bring live some of the sessions here on the network. We also share a lot on My Jaw Online, and you can also follow GEPA and Fage on social media to get more updates on the Ghana Horticulture Expo.
Great, but of course our young ones are also writing the BEC today.
Yes.
I know by now they're getting home. Some actually will be in school. They are getting to school. Some may be in school actually for the last minute, preparations and all of that.
If we had planned very well, would have shifted this expo to next week, so that once they finish their BEC, they can come, because you have a youth agribusiness session where we've brought about 10 experienced agribusiness people to engage the youth. Come and ask your questions. We'll open the doors for you, mentor you for the whole period. You need to establish yourself. And so as we wish them all the best, I'm praying that most of them choose to go into agric.
That'd be great. That'd be great. When you said youth in agric, I said, I feel like a youth.
But you are youth.
No, of all the definitions, I don't qualify.
You are youth.
I feel like a youth.
You are youth. You are youth, Massa.
They say in Ghana, 50 years cries youth. Anyway, look, imagine waking up to serenity every day, surrounded by nature's beauty and luxury at your fingertips in a gated estate you can be proud to call your home. Welcome to Weston Villas, located at Ayumensa, where our stunning homes redefine elegance. At Weston Villas, each home is a masterpiece designed with precision and love. From swimming pool, gym, playground, beautiful landscaped gardens, and private balconies, making every day feel like a retreat. We also have executive plots for sale at McCarthy Hill, strategically located, and offers unparalleled views, easy access to amenities, and endless possibilities for executive living. With just 5% deposit, you can reserve your space. Contact us today to learn more about our luxury homes at Ayumensa or executive plots at McCarthy Hill. Call us now on 0536 502295 or visit westonvillas.com for more information.
And let me tell you about the Total Excellium new formula. It's the 3-in-1 action Total Excellium new formula. It cleans your engine, it lowers your fuel consumption, it extends its life, it's anti-corrosion, and it does so many things for your engine. So go to any Total Energies outlets. They have over 230 outlets across the country. So wherever you go, you find Total. Go fill your tank and drive, sir. Experience the difference with Total Energies Excellium new formula. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Great, and you know that at Enterprise our vision is clear. In all our markets, our pedigree we recognize, our strength respected, and our expertise valued, and our solutions sought by all who desire an advantage in life. And that vision came to life once again at the 9th Ghana CEO Excellence Award, where Enterprise Group made history. Our Group CEO, Daniel Labitieku, was honored as the best Group CEO insurance sector. And it didn't stop there. Jacqueline Benny of Enterprise Life, Akusia Entry of Enterprise Insurance, Joseph Ampofo of Enterprise Trustees were each named CEO of the Year in their respective sectors. That's life, general insurance, and pensions. These recognitions reflect more than leadership. They reflect your trust, loyalty, and the partnerships we've built together. As we look ahead, we remain committed to delivering greater value and innovative solutions to help you thrive. Thank you for trusting in us. Enterprise, your advantage.
You know, Joseph Ampofo is one of our very good friends. We call him Tula. Yes, Tula. And a couple of years ago, I think, no, more than a couple of years ago, about 3-4 years ago, we got us together, a group of friends, to sign on to group funeral insurance policy. Yeah. Because every weekend we're going for funerals and
my
paying.
Friends, there's I'm on a platform. I need to go and sign on to that. There's a platform. It says Brothers, UCC Brothers.
Yes.
About 8 or 10 of us.
Yes.
We want to sign on to one.
So when Mr. James died, I was sitting by somewhere and they called me that, I have the group funeral. I had even forgotten.
Charlie, you were lucky.
And then, Charlie, Enterprise, Charlie, you gave me an advantage, was it?
You were lucky. I wasn't lucky. Because whenever I've been asked to sign on to a funeral plan, I say, stop that.
Charlie, do it, why?
It's like that. Anyway.
Yeah, you have to plan for it. Now, let me tell you about the ICAG, the Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana. They have their 2025 Annual Accountants Week celebration coming up. It's happening from this Friday, 13th of June to 20th of June under the theme Leveraging the Transformative Power of AI, the Role of the Professional Accountant. Now, the conference is taking place at the Air Force Base in Takrady. It will feature a range of activities that you don't want to miss out on. So, if you want to register and be a part of this, go to icagh.org. They have a lot of information also on the website, or you call them on 0243 551 788. Follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram at ICAGH1. Sponsors are Deloitte, IT Consortium, KPMG, Built Africa, Caseware, PwC, Aspire Institute, ADB Bank, Nafas RN Ventures, EY, GRA, Zenith Bank, Star Life, John K & Co, IACPA, SIMA. The media partner is Multimedia Group, ICAG Integrity. Now, the theme is very interesting: leveraging the transformative power of AI, the role of the professional accountant. Imagine a large machine learning model. We put the Ghana budget in, right? Finance Minister inputs this and says, let's call that model Asasea. Asasea, I need to free 2 billion to support nurses' conditions of service. Look through this detailed budget and show us areas we can easily free money.
You see,
it will be nice.
It'll be nice. But look, Ghana, let's talk water tanks. Do you know the secret to real water storage? Well, it's simple. If your tank doesn't have the tortoise on it, then it's not the correct tank. That's right. The tortoise tank, Syntex tank, is the champion of water tanks. It's strong, it's durable, and built to handle our Ghanaian weather. So whether rain or shine, Syntex tank has your back. So my people, go outside, check your tank, and if it doesn't have the tortoise on it, it's time to upgrade. Join the Syntex family today and enjoy water storage that's stuff like a tortoise. Call 0244 335 168 to buy now, or find one of our 400 agents nationwide. You can also shop online at syntexgh.com. Syntex tank air strong, air tough.
Something big is happening next week on Tuesday. Is the Ghana Automotive Summit. Now the following week, another big thing is happening. Is the Wheels and Homes Expo 2025, and that is brought to you by Fidelity Bank. The Wheels and Homes Expo 2025 is the ultimate fair for everything mortgage and auto. It's happening at the Good Park at the Accra Mall from 19th of June to 21st of June 2025. So when you go to the Automotive Summit and you find the car you want, then you go to Wheels and Homes as well to find the house you want, and you get Fidelity Bank to fund it for you, and you just get 2 brand new keys and enjoy life, you know. So if you are looking for unbeatable mortgage deals, expert advice, unbeatable rates and discounts from Fidelity Bank's auto and real estate partners, you need to be at the Good Park on 19th of June to 21st of June. Admission is free, and the Wheels and Homes Expo is powered by Fidelity Bank. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
And look, Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture at affordable prices, is introduced an online store for shopping convenience. And this means you can now shop by simply logging on to kingdomstoreonline.com without physically coming to any of their branches. It's hassle-free, and they will arrange delivery to your home and office within a reasonable time. Now, they offer free delivery within Accra and Tema, and they accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions however apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
DJ Betty, what would you do if you won a part of a 500,000 Ghana cedi cash prize? Maybe 10% of that. That should be some 50,000 cedis. What would you do with that? That's good money. Yes, and Access Bank is giving you the opportunity to win a part of 500,000 Ghana cedis in cash and other amazing rewards like PS5s, iPhone 16s, Chromebooks, and more in the Access Bank Faketwa Beji Kesia promo. What you need to do to stand a chance of winning is to deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis into your new or existing Access Bank current or savings account, and when you increase it to 500 cedis or more, you qualify for the draw. And if you're a youth customer, spend 500 Ghana cedis or more with any Access Visa card and qualify for a reward. And this promo is running from now till September 2025 in partnership with the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Join the Faketwa Beji Kesia train, save now for the future, and win big. For more information, go to ghana.accessbankplc.com or call 0800 004400. Access Bank, more than banking.
And looking for a car that aligns with your ambition, then
yes.
Starlet. It's that vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay. It should be your preferred choice for a comfortable drive. Now, it's designed for those who crave beauty, performance, and safety. The Toyota Starlet delivers the perfect value for your money. And you know the Starlet is a 5-seater salon with ample legroom to minimize driving fatigue. So rush to buy a Toyota Starlet from any Toyota Ghana Company Limited showroom today and enjoy 1-year warranty or 20,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. And there's free service with an extended warranty of 5 years or 120,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. Call Toyota Ghana Company Limited today on 0302 4298 0125 for further information. Terms and conditions apply. Ghana drives Toyota Starlet.
And SG Ghana has brought back their Asante promo. Their low interest loans are back. They are back. If you are looking for money that you need at rates you love, you need to talk to SG Ghana and take advantage of the Yasea Tiso promo. If you're a salaried worker, whether you're on the controller payroll, you work with an SG Ghana listed institution, or you already bank with SG Ghana, this is your time. It's happening from now to the end of September. Apply and receive a loan from SG Ghana for your personal or business needs and enjoy unbelievably low interest rates during this Yasea Tiso loan promo period. Visit any SG Ghana branch near you or call 0302 214 314 for more details about the Yasai Atiso promo. You have to say who.
Yeah.
Terms and conditions apply. SG Ghana, the future is you.
And you have to discover MNC Group Global, your number one partner in real estate, minerals trading, and export logistics and food commodity trading. With their global presence, we connect markets that drive business growth with tailor-made solutions to meet your needs. Trust us to maximize your value in every deal. Reach us at MNC Group at mncgroup.com. MNC Group at mncgroupgh.com. MNC Group, totally reliant. Birthday messages and sports after these. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey, so as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma.
Eh?
The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all of you are always pressing your phones. And you won't tell us, so that we can enjoy some.
Oh, ma.
There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial *550# and get your reward today. Let's go everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
Ever wondered what else your Standard Chartered Visa card can do? It is not just for taking money from ATMs. Your Standard Chartered Visa card is the enjoyment card. Use it to shop at malls and supermarkets and for all your online transactions. Book and pay for that overdue vacation online and win fantastic rewards like airtime, Melcon gift vouchers, and a weekend stay at a plush hotel and many more. It is the enjoyment card. So next time you're about to make any payment, let your Standard Chartered Visa card lead the way, not cash. It is your gateway to secure, convenient, and rewarding payments. Visit the 360 Rewards website for more information. Standard Chartered, here for good.
FPAC is effective for headaches and relieves the symptoms of flu, colds, and catarrh. FPAC blows away the pain associated with sore throats. During and after a hard day's work, FPAC relieves you of body pains. After the day's sports workout, FPAC helps the body to control the aching muscles. FPAC is effective against feverishness. FPAC reduces body temperature associated with malaria and other fevers. FPAC is effective against rheumatic pains. You can find FPAC in all pharmacy and chemical select shops throughout the country. FPAC is not recommended for children less than 16 years of age, ulcer and asthmatic patients, pregnant and lactating mothers. If symptoms persist for more than 2 days, consult your doctor. FPAC blows your pain away.
FPAC Junior follows in the tradition of FPAC tablets, a trusted friend to relieve your child of pain associated with teething, catarrh, cold and fever. The good that FPAC does for you, FPAC Junior does for your child. FPAC Junior is for children between 6 months and 12 years. FPAC Junior blows your child's pain away.
Welcome back. Now time for birthday messages here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
And Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
And so today is the birthday, of course, of Kojo Yankson. Happy birthday to you, Kojo. And also the birthday of Julian Atiase. Happy birthday to you, Julian. But there's one from a man that you will know. It says, happy glorious birthday to the love of my youth, the wise counsel of my adulthood, and the sunlight of my daily walk. God bless you with all the blessings installed for you. Mrs. Comfort Entry Mac Akwe from Ebenezer Mac Akwe, Mac Ni McCoy of Stanbic Bank head office. Panaga vibes, pal. Okay, good one, Mac Ni McCoy. Who else is celebrating the birthday today?
Today is the birthday of Michelle Sou. Virtual Michelle is from your uncle Kwame Sou, and from the men at Vilandro, the Vilandro Table 1 team. Happy birthday to you, Michelle So, and happy birthday to Solomon Atim Aswala, former Chief Director of the Ministry of Works and Housing. We wish you more years of fulfillment and fruitfulness in Jesus' name. A joyous day to you, sir. And there are a few other birthday messages on the page. From Ebenezer Akwe.
Oh, I've done that one.
You've done that one. Okay.
Kojo, we need to get onto the phone lines.
Okay.
The BEC starts today, and we're happy to be joined by the Education Minister.
Nice one.
The Honorable Haruna Idrisu. Honorable Haruna Idrisu, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, and thank you very much, and to your esteemed listeners. Today is a significant milestone in the academic journey of our young children, numbering 603,328 students across the country who are sitting for the Basic Education Certificate Examination, popularly referred to as BECE, from today, 11th of June. To 17th of June 2025. On behalf of the President, the Ministry of Education, the Government of Ghana, I want to extend warm wishes and heartfelt encouragement to all the candidates. As they enter the exam hall, I urge them to remain calm, focused, and determined, and avoid any form of examination malpractice. Believe in their ability to succeed. They would succeed. They prepared for this day, and they will succeed through honest effort. They should remember that this examination is just a test of memory, but a reflection of their growth, their character, and potential for which they've been trained for. Therefore, for me at the Ministry of Education, I'm speaking to you from Techima, in the Bono region. Last night I was in Babato, just to assess the readiness and preparedness of the GS for this examination. One of the concerns that I got exposed to is the quality of furniture that the students sit on, even for the purpose of exams. So there is an urgent need for government to respond urgently to the furniture needs of schools. I'm still on the tour, so today is just best wishes to our students. They have faith in themselves. They prepared for this day and this moment, and they are only to put their knowledge, skills, and confidence to test this morning and in the coming days till 17th of June. Best of luck, best wishes. Be confident you will succeed, and you succeed through honest effort. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Haruna Idrisu. And once you finish the tour, it will be... Oh, I think we actually lost him. Once he's done with the tour, we'll expect him in studios to have a conversation on education.
I like the fact that he says he's been to Babato. I've been there before, Babato, Chibrenyoa, and all those villages around. The classrooms, most of them don't have chairs. And most of the schools are dilapidated. So he now has said that he's going to see them. To be nice to know from him when he's going to fix those things for them. Exactly. So that next year, the students will write the exams properly.
Great. And Kojo, happy birthday to Rafiq Mahama, who's the special aide to Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, CEO of Engineers and Planners and Jata Cement. And that's from George Uriafe to you. Okay, are we done?
Yes, there's a final two from me, if you don't mind. Happy birthday to Akusia Bubune Nyako. He's one of the team members of one of my favorite musicians, Akabwa. Akusia, happy birthday to you. And also to Selassie Sebwa 4 and Enyonam Amajun of ADB Bank. Happy birthday to all of you.
Okay, which means we can now bring you the Sports Center, and brought to us by MTN. Switch to MTN's eSIM. Download my MTN app to go seamless today. Standard Chartered Bank.
Here for good.
FPAC blows your pain away, and DSTV your home of entertainment.
If you join the Standard Chartered Future Makers Women in Tech program, you get a dedicated portfolio manager. The manager will help to shape your business growth journey. You get access to seed funding of up to 10,000 USD, Ghana CD equivalent. You get access to tailored master classes and a vibrant alumni network. Now, Standard Chartered is giving women entrepreneurs this platform to spark bold ideas, build thriving businesses, and drive real impact where it matters the most. And this year, they are even going further, making a deliberate push to include women entrepreneurs living with disabilities. So if you want to find out more, if you are ready to innovate, lead, and inspire, go to scwomenintechgh.com to apply now and take your business to the next level. Standard Chartered, here for good.
And have you ever thought about what true convenience is? Well, let me just keep it simple, because convenience is finding easy solutions to everyday hassles. And speaking of easy solutions, have you heard about the M-Care from MTN and MedPharma? That's convenient healthcare for everyone. So let's face it, being sick is no fun, and neither is waiting in long queues for healthcare. But with M-Care, see now that the nurses are on strike, all that hassle disappears. With the silver and gold packages, you get to choose between 10 Ghana cedis or 161 Ghana cedis per month and enjoy access to a doctor anytime, anywhere, and an efficient e-pharmacy with medication delivered to your doorstep. Jack, and guess what? It comes with life insurance cover for hospitalization and death, and health insurance depending on your package. Unbelievable, right? Now I ask, what's more convenient than this? Download MedPharma app to sign up to the silver or gold package today.
And if you're fired up for conversations about the automotive industry, you want to drive that brand new car, you want to get something really functional and dependable, you need to be a part of the Ghana Automotive Summit and Awards happening next week. The date is Tuesday 17th June 2025 at the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Center. We have a lot of locally assembled vehicles. You can see your car being assembled for you. So you need to be a part of this. Don't miss this opportunity to be part of the automotive industry's biggest event. It's brought to you by the Automobile Assemblers Association of Ghana, represented by VW, Nissan, Toyota, Kia, Honda, Peugeot, Photon, Geely, Suzuki, Hyundai, Ashok Leyland, Shangan Auto, in partnership with AAAM, the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, with the support of Stanbic Bank Ghana, Ghana Jet, and the Multimedia Group.
Thank you, Kojo.
Actually, I'm getting you a new car.
Definitely.
For your excellence.
I'm looking forward to that. Before we start, let me say very happy birthday to you, Rodney Gakpo. You turn 18 today. May God's goodness and mercy follow you all through adulthood, and may the Lord ordain your steps and bless you on every side. Your family says, may your faithful days be fruitful and prosperous in Jesus' name, from Mr. and Mrs. Gakpo and your brothers with love. Also to Frank Tete of Eti Lome. May God continue to bless you for us. That's from Clementia Tete of Standard Chartered Bank and the children Ethan, Christopher, and Christian. Happy birthday to you, Frank Tete. And that's how we welcome you aboard to the Joy Sports Center. My name is Victor Achutsamaklu. We're going to start from the Ghana Premier League, where the disciplinary committee of the Ghana Football Association has ruled in favor of Basake Holy Stars following the abrupt end of their penultimate league match against Nations FC. The committee awarded Holy Stars a 3-0 win while imposing multiple sanctions on Nations FC. There's more in these reports.
In its ruling, the disciplinary committee upheld the protest filed by Basake Holy Stars, declaring that Nations FC were responsible for the disruption that led to the match being called off. According to the Ghana Football Association Premier League regulations cited in the decision, Nations FC were found guilty of initiating acts that led to the abandonment of the match. The Abrankesi-based club are now deemed to have forfeited the match and considered to have lost by 3-0. As a result, 3 points and 3 goals have been awarded to Basake Holy Stars, lifting them to 12th on the table with 44 points. Nations FC have now suffered a further 3-point deduction, meaning they end the season in 5th place with 57 points. The club has also been fined 2,500 Ghana cedis, half of which will go to Basake Holy Stars, with the other half paid to the GFA. The disciplinary committee also directed the GFA prosecutor to launch an investigation into the reports submitted by match officials and to prosecute all individuals found culpable in the incident.
Well, that was the GFA's decision, and last night, before the night was over, Nations FC had responded. In a post on X, the club said they acknowledged the disciplinary committee's decision, albeit with disappointment. While they disagree with aspects of the ruling, they've chosen not to pursue an appeal. In their game, doing the right thing doesn't always guarantee the right outcome, but they remain unwavering in their commitment to fairness, safety, and the values that the club stands for. So after the points deduction, Nations FC will now drop to from 3rd to 5th with 57 points, while Holy Stars move up to 12 with 44 points. That means that Kumasi Asante Kotoko will finish the season in 3rd place, Hearts of Lions are in 2nd, and then Accra Hearts will they complete the top 4 for the season. No prize for guessing what Galka will do with this information. Moving on, the second edition of the Thomas Partey tournament kicked off on Monday at the Tuba Astro Turf in Accra, as the Arsenal and Black Stars midfielder continues his commitment to grassroots football development in Ghana. Bernard Elom Dafiamepo has more in this report.
Features 12 youth teams comprising of promising talents from across the country, all competing not only for silverware but for the opportunity to be scouted by clubs. Local and international scouts will be in attendance throughout the 4-day event to give the platform for identifying and nurturing the next generation of Ghanaian football stars. Through this initiative, Thomas Partey continues to give back to the football community that helped shape his professional journey, demonstrating that meaningful impact extends beyond the pitch. The tournament will conclude with the final match on Friday, June 13.
Well, let's talk about Partey himself, shall we? Because he will be out of contract at Arsenal at the end of this month. The club confirmed last week that negotiations are ongoing for a renewal. Partey said his family will play a key role in his decision to renew or not.
No, I think the first thing is where are you happy, where you feel at home. And at the end of the day, you've been playing football, you've been in a different team. It's not going to be like the last thing you play or the first thing you're going to play. So where you feel happy, and then what is your next objective? What do you want to achieve next? So you still have to look at all this, and at the end of the day, we all have a family that will say, oh, we need money, because this is our mind. We are not getting younger. We are working. So there are a lot of things you have to look where you now with the family, where you want your family to be happy, where you feel like, oh, when you go out, nobody is going to, destroy your family. So
Thomas Partey was speaking to 3 Sports in that interview. More on Ghana football, and this time the Ghana Football Awards, which is scheduled to come off this Saturday at the Grand Arena of the Accra International Conference Centre. Yesterday, stakeholders of the awards paid a courtesy call on the Sport and Recreation Minister, Kofi Adams, who confirmed he will attend the ceremony.
The 7th Ghana Football Award is here again, and on the 14th of June, we all will meet at the Grand Arena for these prestigious awards that celebrate our legends and great footballers that we've produced in this country and across Africa. I will be there, and I expect you also to be there.
Sports and Recreation Minister Kofi Adams speaking there. Seasoned journalist Ken Bediako has been named as recipient of the Living Legend Award. Sports journalist Michael Otieje and Yao Fosulabi have paid glowing tribute to the veteran writer.
For a sports writer like me, it was important growing up to have people like Ken Bediako to look up to, because it meant that there was a future in this job, a future that was dignified and worth following. So thank you to him for lighting up the path for the rest of us.
Well, I just want to say Ken Bediako is an incredible writer and an even better man. And for many of us, he was an inspiration. And you hardly ever find writers from the 60s and then the 70s, but Ken has been able to stand the test of time. He's a sports colossus in this country. When it comes to sports writing, he's obviously one of the very best.
That was Yao Fusulabi. Before him, you heard from Michael Otieje. Let's now preview the players in contention for the Player of the Year award this Saturday.
Being a pillar for Athletic Club in La Liga, Inaki has once again proven why he's one of the most reliable forwards in Spanish football. He played 35 La Liga matches, netting 6 goals and delivering 8 assists. In the Europa League, Inaki featured in 12 games, scoring 5 goals and helping Athletic Club reach the semi-finals. Arsenal's midfield general, Thomas Partey, has been immense this season. With his blend of strength, vision and composure, Partey featured in 35 matches. He contributed 4 goals. In Europe, he played 12 UEFA Champions League games, helping Arsenal reach the semi-finals. On the international stage, Partey appeared in 6 matches for Ghana. Bournemouth forward Antoine Semenyo has truly come into his own season. Semenyo featured in 37 Premier League games, scoring 11 goals and assisting 5 times. In the domestic cup competitions, He made 5 appearances and scored 2 goals.
Well, that was Elon Bernard Afiamepo speaking there. Let's go to Europe now, where Senegal became the first African team to beat England in 22 games on Tuesday, winning by 3-1 in a friendly at the City Ground. Senegal stretched the unbeaten streak to 24 games, while England's loss, which included a disallowed late goal from Jude Bellingham for a handball in the build-up, was their first defeat in 4 games under new manager Thomas Tuchel. In his post-match reaction, Tuchel said, "There is no need to panic.
Still, I think it's our responsibility to lose the match due to 2 very, very cheap goals that we conceded. We're not happy with the result. I'm okay with the reaction that we showed. I think we equalized and had chances to equalize, big chances, and to turn maybe the match around. We didn't, so the result is the result. We lost a test match, so there's no need to panic."
Thomas Tuchel is England manager. Elsewhere, Memphis Depay scored twice to equal the Netherlands' goal-scoring record as the Dutch hammered Malta by 8-0 on Tuesday for a second successive World Cup qualifying victory. Depay converted a 9th-minute penalty and fired home a powerful shot 7 minutes later to match Robin van Persie's record of 50 goals for the Dutch national team. Both achieved a tally in 102 appearances. Brazil, meanwhile, they've qualified for the 2026 World Cup with a 1-0 win against Paraguay in South American qualifying to give Carlo Ancelotti his first win as manager. The victory, Ancelotti's first after a goalless draw against Akoto on his debut last week, means Brazil have now qualified for every edition of the FIFA World Cup. On Sunday, we'll be having the final of the MTN FA Cup, and Abdul Karim Zito will be hoping to become only one of the few coaches to have won the competition as both a player and a coach for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. In his playing days, he won the competition on 2 occasions in a 9-year spell, and now back in the saddle, he has the chance to win it for Kumasi Asante Kotoko on Sunday when they take on Golden Kicks. There's going to be live commentary of that game on Joy 99.7.
We'll beat them. I mean, Agbena. Akoto there. I mean, Golden what? Kicks.
Golden Kicks.
Oh, masa. So Abdul Karim Zito. I think Zito has done well since he took over.
We will be watching.
You are against. You are against Supporters Union.
But in case something happens,
we are winning.
We'll be here to tell the story.
We are winning. Anyway, thank you very much, Victor Tutamaklu, for joining us with the latest in the world of sports. Let's get interactive this morning here on the Super Morning Show. Join us with your thoughts. There's been increase in data prices, but of course, there's been also an increase in the gigabytes of data that you have now. What do you make of that? How about the continuing strike by nurses? Get on to X, use the hashtag JoySMS, and then on WhatsApp 0551111997. Social media messages here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and Number 10 Liver Salt, a refreshing relief. So you know that everyday people face different emergencies: police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency, you name them. But many Ghanaians don't know the emergency numbers. Well, here's one you'd always want to remember: *770#. Yes, *770# is the new EcoBank Money Emergency number. It gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility bill payments, airtime, data purchase, and so much more. You don't need internet for this service. Just dial *770#. No need to panic in any money emergency, because EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is the Pan-African Bank. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, Download it, you go enjoy it. In my Brahmin chain, in my Brahmin chain. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even church tights with the Apple. EcoBank Apple.
Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Can promise.
We shouldn't have gone to that party.
Masa, my head is killing me. Is that your stomach?
Yes.
What did you eat?
I don't know.
Get rid of your gastric problems with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 gives you quick, effective relief from nausea, indigestion, heartburns, hangovers, and hyperacidity. And with different fruity flavors such as orange and lemon, it's a pretty tasty way to end an uncomfortable situation. Number 10 liver salt from Ernest Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
This advert has been vetted and approved by FDA.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And time now for the Joy Business Minute, brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you, and Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Anointed Engineering Services Limited, the generator experts. The World Bank is projecting that Ghana will end the year with a growth rate of 3.9%. This is despite warning of fresh threats to the economy in a new global outlook report. Currency analyst Khalid Bouti has described the recent pressure on the cedi as a normal blip, insisting the local currency will not witness sustained appreciation throughout the year. Economist Professor Patrick Esuming has backed government's claims of serious disruptions to the economy if it heeds to demands from striking nurses. The nurses are seeking enhanced working conditions, which government claims will increase the compensation bill by more than 2 billion cedis. The US and China say they have agreed in principle to a framework for de-escalating trade tensions between the world's two biggest economies. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Anointed Engineering Services Limited, the generator experts.
Welcome back. And Anointed Engineering Services Limited is into the sale of ultra-silent, fuel-efficient diesel generating sets with sizes ranging from 5 kVA to 3,000 kVA at competitive prices. And for every generator you acquire, you will enjoy a 5-year warranty. They also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generating sets. Their services include a 24-hour emergency service, sale of genuine spare parts, reliable rental service, professional advice, and sale of tower lights and rentals. Locate their latest branch at Pokwasi White House opposite Eco Block, and head office at number 77 Anointed House on the main Odoko Malam Highway near the Odoko traffic light. They also have 21 branches nationwide. They are into skills training. They have a training school that trains students in generators and plants, auto mechanics, electricals and controls, and solar installations. They offer 80% hands-on training and 20% theory. Contact them on 0243 480334 or 0540109493. Anointed, the generator experts. And still to come this morning here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM.
Well, the reality is that we have over 120,000 nurses, and the implementation of the current condition of service that they are demanding will have serious consequences for the budget. In fact, if we fully implement it, we are going to add in excess of 2 billion cedis to the compensation budget. We have all committed that in our resolve to reset the economy of this country, we must maintain a 1.5% primary balance surplus every year in order to bring our debt levels to sustainable levels. And so it is important for us to manage expenditure.
And that's Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Ampem Nyako there saying we have to manage our expenditure well. And the Health Minister Kwabena Mintakando has also been telling us a roadmap.
Accordingly, government has directed the Ministry of Finance and the Fair Wages and Salary Commission to, as a matter of urgency, lead the development of a roadmap to ensure a smooth implementation of the process. We engage the leadership of all Nurses and Midwives Association within the health sector on 30th May 2025 to address their challenges and discuss the subsequent roadmap leading to the implementation of the new conditions of service. Fortunately, the other associations supported my intervention with the exception of the GRNMA, which declined and proceeded to declare the strike on the 2nd of June 2025 despite the NLC caution.
He also called on retired nurses to volunteer to save the situation.
The ministry will in the next few minutes publish a comprehensive list of facilities to complement facilities where nursing services are lacking and where patients can seek health care. Government appeals to public-spirited retired nurses and midwives to volunteer their services for a brief period pending the resolution of the impasse. We further express our deep appreciation to practicing nurses who have opted to remain at post to help suffering patients and urge others to show similar fellow feeling and assist our ailing compatriots even as efforts are made to address their concerns.
Are these the best measures? Are these the best solutions at this critical moment when nurses are on strike? What else can we do? Can't we look within our budget and make some provisions for these nurses? Stay with us right here on the Super Morning Show as we look at even the government's approach itself going to this negotiation. But are you looking for quality, premium, affordable generator set, water pumps, mowers, and more? And let me introduce you to Azula's Enterprise. Now we sell brands like Cummins, Perkins, Caterpillar, Honda, Genset, and bigger and smaller plants suitable for hotels, guest houses, schools, restaurants, and everyone. We also have 500-watt solar generator, which is soundproof and it's very easy to operate. We do free installations and deliveries within Accra. We have solar panels for homes and offices which can be used during lights out. Locate us at Adringano Bridge near 69 American House, at Champong Junction, Baulishi, Newtown Junction, Shalebuche, School, Social Welfare Medina, and Adenta Ridge Junction. Call us on 0203 005 498 or 0248 169 258. And so on big stories this morning brought to us by Telecel Connecting Energies and Prudential Bank, truly dependable. I've already told you we'll be talking about the strike by the nurses. We'll tell you more about that. We'll be speaking to a labor aspect and also a player in the health service. We're finding out government's approach so far. Has it been the best approach? What else could have government done differently? Are the nurses being unreasonable? Stay with us right here on the Super Morning Show. But you know, Telecel Cash, your secure and convenient cash platform, is still offering the lowest charges ever. Even better, sending money from Telecel Cash to Telecel Cash is still free on the Telecel Play app. So whether you're paying school fees or sending cash to your favorite people, send it keke. Remember, you can make payments to all other networks anywhere. Cash transfer is accepted as a means of payment. Dial star 110 hash or download the Telecel Play app today. Now send it keke. Telecel. So welcome to Seamless Banking with the Prudential Bank mobile app. Perform instant transactions, link mobile money wallet, scan GHQR to pay, manage your cards, transfer money between banks, and do so much more. No more banking hours. Experience simple, secure, and convenient banking wherever you are 24/7. Download the BPL mobile app now from the Apple Store, Google Play Store, or Huawei App Gallery. Visit the Prudential Bank website or social media platforms for more. Prudential Bank, truly dependable. Let's do the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. I would love to hear from you. Join us on X, use the hashtag JoySMS, and then on WhatsApp 055-1111-997. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Telecel Cash has the lowest transfer charges ever in Ghana. Send it keke with Telecel Cash. You for sort out your old boy? Send it keke. Your girl they bill you? Send it keke. Merchant payments? Send it keke to all networks. T-Cash agents in Swaji baby. You won't buy some 1212? Send it keke. And even better, T-Cash to T-Cash transfers are still free on the Telecel Play app.
Telecel Cash is a secure and convenient platform for cash transfers across all networks and anywhere mobile money transactions are
made. Dial *110# to send money at the lowest charges ever, or download the Telecel Play app to send cash to T-Cash wallets for free. Telecel Cash. Send the keke.
On the go, night or day. PBL app is the easiest way. Bank secure, bank with ease. Right at your fingertips, bank is a breeze. PBL app making banking so clear. Anytime, anywhere, we're here. Safe, secure, banking for you. PBL app, simple and true.
Welcome to the future of banking. The Prudential Bank mobile app. Bank secure anytime. Right from your phone. Access your accounts 24/7. Perform instant transactions. Pay bills. Link mobile money wallets. Scan and pay with GHQR. Manage your cards. Make seamless GIP interbank transfers. All with ease. No more banking hours. Take control and app your banking. Experience simple, secure and convenient banking. Download the PBL mobile app now. PBL mobile app. App your banking.
Frustrated with outdated banking experiences? You deserve an app that makes your life easier, not harder. Say hello to the CBG mobile app, your new cool way to handle everything banking. With biometric security, lightning fast mobile money access, and one-touch bill payments, banking has never been this smooth. Stop imagining when you can live a life where your entire banking world is in your pocket, ready whenever you need it. No stress, no fuss. Don't settle for less. Experience a more superior, convenient way of banking today with the CBG mobile app. Banking made cool, fast and secure. Welcome to the good life. CBG. We stand with
Are you tired of rising fuel costs and frequent service and maintenance draining your budget? Are you a transport business thinking of the best eco-friendly and cost-saving option for a car? Then switch to the Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle. The Cerio Nano 3 EV is proudly marketed and distributed in Ghana by Anointed Engineering Services Limited. The sleek Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle, with its advanced technology and high performance, emits zero emissions because it does not run on fossil fuels. No need to worry about a charging station because you can charge your Cerio at home directly by plugging into the socket. The Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle offers unmatched comfort, interior design, fast charging, long-lasting battery, and a portable digital ultra-silent genset for backup charging no matter your power situation anywhere. Visit our brand new and ultra-modern showrooms in Accra and Kumasi. In Kumasi, Asukwa, in front of the TAT yard on the Ak Mayanka Road. Call our hotlines on 0544 340589 and 0243 480 334. Anointed also stocks genuine spare parts and delivers after-sales services 24/7 for our Cerio Nano 3 EVs. The Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle. Experience a legacy of luxury modernized. Cerio EV. Go electric.
Sweet melody. Coffee in your cup. Enjoy.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the super morning show. Yeah. Wake up to joy. Joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the super morning show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
With You by Davido featuring Omale right here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Very soon we're going to get into the conversation this morning. Our focus is on the strike by the nurses. We're trying to find out what else government can do, okay? An injunction has been secured, an order for substituted service, and so the nurses indicate, well, they probably have no choice but to report. But how do we just deal with this once and for all? Because other unions are also threatening government. Government says, well, we don't have money and we cannot actually throw our compensation budget out of gear. So what must government do? That's a conversation to be had here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. But get Translight Solar today and save up to 70% of your electricity bills. Enjoy clean and reliable energy without breaking the bank. Now, here's the best part. You don't need to pay the full cost up front. Translight Solar is offering an opportunity to own a complete solar system by paying just 30 to 50% of the cost and spreading the rest over a 12 to 36 month period with flexible monthly payments as low as 1,200 Ghana cedis. So get in touch now for early bird deals and the lowest prices on the market. Visit translightsolar.com or call us on 0256 040838.
Finish work for me,
You can also call us on 0504249229 for free consultation. Translight Solar, wherever there's sunlight, there is Translight. So, dear valued shareholder, your trusted financial partner, GCB Bank, is committed to ensuring that your shares with us continue to thrive and yield positive returns. Now, having accurate contact information on you will definitely enable GCB to communicate important updates and notifications regarding your shares directly to you. And so they kindly request that you update your records, that's telephone number and email address, with the bank to get regular, timely and relevant updates on their shares. To update your records, kindly visit any GCB Bank branch and you will be assisted to do this. You can also access their website, that's gcbbank.com.gh, or the shareholders portal, epay.gcblimited.com. Colon 98/shareholders portal to go through a simple process to update your records. Shareholders registered on the CSD may contact their brokers for the necessary records update to be done. With just a few simple steps, you can ensure a seamless experience and stay well informed about the progress of your shares. GCB, your bank for life. So you deserve a brand new car. Yes, you're listening to me right now. You deserve a brand new car. And so VW Ghana, Volkswagen Ghana is offering the Vetus Highline Salon, Tiguan Life SUV and Amarok pickup at used car prices. Listen to this carefully. These are brand new cars, but they're actually selling it at used car prices. So, for those of you who say, oh, I want home use and salvage vehicle, come on. You can get brand new cars right here in Ghana, and VW is offering you that. So where's the pride in driving an old used car when you could have purchased a brand new Volkswagen at the same price? Same price. Just walk into any Volkswagen retail outlet with your used car budget and you may drive out a brand new car. Take advantage now. Volkswagen, rise and thrive. VW, drive VW, drive Ghana, Harry Wild Stock Class, T's and C's apply. Call or WhatsApp VW Ghana on 0257956688 for more information about their range of product models: Vetus, T-Cross, Tiguan, All-Space, Paramount, and the Amarok pickup. So when we return after these messages, we're getting into a conversation about the nurses' strike here on the Super Morning Show. But as always on the Super Morning Show, our focus is on solutions. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you want to study abroad? I present to you Astolinks International. They give professional advice on study visas to the USA, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and other European nations. They also advise on visa applications, general travel, and other immigration services. Call them on 0537 152 118 or visit them at 4A Pawpaw Street in East Legon. For more information, check out astolinks.net. Astolinks, pathway for success.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Are you 16 to 27 years old? Employers aren't just after degrees anymore. Stay relevant. Apply to DTI, Ghana's top TVET institution. We offer cutting-edge programs like precision welding and fabrication, design innovation and entrepreneurship, with hands-on training to prepare you for real-world challenges. Join us and succeed in industries like manufacturing, construction, and technology. At DTI, you'll learn by doing in a supportive environment. Be inspired by success stories of TVET graduates thriving in diverse fields. Visit dtiafrica.com or call 054-169-3534. Pick up admissions forms at our campus in Mimpasem, East Legon. DTI, wired for jobs.
Welcome to Spintex Plaza, where living and working blend seamlessly.
Spintex Plaza, the place to be. Furnished apartments feel so free.
Imagine coming home to a luxurious furnished apartment with everything you need.
Rooftop pool, swim under the sky. Rooftop bar where the good times fly. Rooftop gym, get fit and strong. With Spintex Plaza, you can't go wrong.
Spintex Plaza, your home, your work, your lifestyle. Come see us today or call us on 0241 327 363. www.spintexplaza.net. Building or renovating? Look no further. At Interface Limited, we have everything you need to create stunning spaces.
Transform your interiors with our top-quality plasterboards, acoustic ceilings, and cement boards.
Step into style with our exquisite laminate and engineered floors. And for your data centers, durable raised access floors.
Elevate your outdoor spaces with our WPC decking and fencing.
Protect your home with our beautiful and reliable roof shingles, insulation, canopies, and PVC fascia boards.
Add a touch of elegance with our beautiful POP cornices and roses.
Quality, affordability, and style all in one place. Building a better Ghana, one space at a time. Visit www.interfacelimited.net or call 0274 999 999.
For 11 years, we've taken you beyond borders. For 11 years, we've delivered memorable travel experiences. Now, it's time to see more and feel more with Adansi Travels at 12. 12 times the fun, 12 times the excitement. This August, explore the best of Europe, the UK, Dubai, Turkey, Singapore, Malaysia, Johannesburg, and beyond. With a team dedicated to your travel dreams, every journey is carefully crafted to leave you with unforgettable memories. Your journey with Adansi Travels is more than a trip. It's your chance to see more, feel more, and discover the world in a whole new way. Don't just stamp your passport, stamp it with incredible experiences. Call 0595 500 817 or 0531 008 550 or visit AdansiTravels.com to book your spot. Adansi at 12. See more, feel more.
Accordingly, government has directed the Minister of Finance and the Fair Wages and Salary Commission to, as a matter of urgency, lead the development of a roadmap to ensure a smooth implementation of the process. We engaged the leadership of all Nurses and Midwives Association within the health sector on 30th May 2025 to address their challenges and discuss the subsequent roadmap leading to the implementation of the new conditions of service. Fortunately, the other associations supported my intervention, with the exception of the GRNMA, which declined and proceeded to declare the strike on the 2nd of June 2025, despite the NLC caution. The ministry will, in the next few minutes, publish a comprehensive list of facilities to complement facilities where nursing services are lacking and where patients can seek health care. Government appeals to public-spirited retired nurses and midwives to volunteer their services for a brief period pending the resolution of the impasse. We further express our deep appreciation to practicing nurses who have opted to remain at post to help suffering patients and urge others to show similar fellow feeling and assist our ailing compatriots even as efforts are made to address their concerns.
This strike is having a lot of impacts. Like the disadvantages of it are very high. Because we are writing midterm, I think, next week. And then our tutors were supposed to be in class this week to take us through some of the subjects. But we've been in class since morning and no teacher has been around. We are just here. We don't know what to do. We don't know whether to go home or what. Because being in school without a teacher coming to the class or something is something else. Though we can study on our own, but that one will be different from a teacher being in front of us and directing us.
If at the end of the day I'm working and I'm not getting any salary, it's not going to motivate me as a student to give out my best or learn hard in order for the government to post me.
Okay, so you had the Health Minister, Kwabena Minta-Kando, making a point. You've had some even student nurses complaining about the impact of the strike action. Patients are complaining as well. Doctors having to do more complaining about the impact on health care delivery. So this morning, we've been joined on the phone by Dr. Justice Youngson, who is a former Vice President of the Ghana Medical Association. Joining us on Zoom is Kwame Sapon-Asiedu, D&D Fellow on Public Health. Good morning to you, Justice Youngson, and good morning to you, Kwame Sapon-Asiedu.
Good morning, Winston.
Good morning.
Great. Now, let me start off with you, Justice Youngson, because I'm sure there's a conversation that we've had before, times that the GMA is backed on strike actions, and we ask the same question all the time. The Minister of Health has been indicating that, look, there are challenges. Why can't practitioners appreciate that there are challenges with the Ghanaian economy and thus must bear with government and at least serve till next year when their needs will be taken care of?
Okay, thank you very much, Winston. I think that we find ourselves in a very unique situation. Labor ultimately bears the brunt of all the hardships in the country. They are responsible for feeding their families. They are responsible to ensure that whatever happens at the workplace is smooth. They are the ones who are the productive forces for the state. And for that matter, whatever revenue we generate as a country is dependent on labor. However, when it comes to issues relating to their compensation, there's always this seeming lackadaisical approach. And it is not something that, excuse me to say, happened today or started today. It's been with us for decades. Different governments, whether blue, green, white or pink. So that particular issue, which has not been addressed properly over the years, is what ultimately leads to some of these agitations from time to time. If any government comes today or tomorrow and decides to slap taxes on us, we are compelled to pay, whether it's at a pump, whether it's through inflation or whatever it is. Labor cannot say they will not feed their families or take care of themselves. So labor for a long time has been at this receiving end. And when the employer is called upon legally to do what they also ought to do for labor, Then we begin to hear cries of we don't have,
but yes,
we can't
but I
do
mean,
that,
Justice,
we can't do that.
Justice Youngson, in reality, now the budget has been approved for this year. Compensation agreed already. How do you expect a government under an IMF program, tight budget, to find some 2 billion Ghana cedis to meet these demands?
Winston, let me just say this. I don't speak for the nurses or any professional body at this point. I'm speaking to you as a citizen, as somebody who has been in the labor space, somebody who understands the labor laws of Ghana because of my legal background, and somebody who also understands the dynamics at the health facilities. Now, see, compensation is something that cuts across the entirety of the state, from the first gentleman of the land to the very last person. Now, in this particular situation, if you listen to the nurses, what they are saying is that that agreement was signed between the employer and labor or the nurses as far back as 2024. And the understanding was that it was going to be part of the 2025 compensation. Now, when these agreements are signed, they are not signed in a vacuum. The negotiation processes leading to the signing of the agreement involves the workers, the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Employment, the mother ministry of which particular labor group, so in this case, the Ministry of Health, as well as the legally mandated institution of state, the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. And sometimes when these things are even signed, copies are lodged with the National Labour Commission. So it's a bit baffling when you hear that for some reason this particular document was not factored in the 2025 budget. Unlike previous years where the budget may have been read somewhere November 2024, we had to do that interim one somewhere in December to cover January to March. And then the current administration, led by the current finance minister, had to then come in with the actual budget for the rest of the year. So from the June to March, it's a bit baffling when you hear that it was never factored, because the Ministry of Finance itself okayed all the details, at least based on what I have been privy to in previous negotiations, before the signing of happened. And they have copies. The compensation unit of the Ministry of Finance is always actively involved in this. The Ministry of Health itself technically is very much aware because they have their signatures appended to the document. And Fair Wages is also obliged to pass on all these things to the paymaster, i.e. the Ministry of Finance. So when you hear that for some reason it was not captured, well, it's baffling, but I cannot give explanations as to why. But listening to the nurses, it is clear that they are not happy about that situation. So for me, we've moved from the issue of the whole bit not being captured in the budget to a point where we need to find a resolution. See, this is a legally binding document. If you take our labor laws, it is clear. It is a right that they have earned because they have sat down, negotiated with the employer, and the employer has really agreed to certain terms. What most times we seem to forget is that it is not a one-way activity.
Okay.
Part of it puts part of that document puts some responsibilities on the nurses or the workers. Another part also puts some responsibilities on the employer. As we speak, before the strike, I'm sure the nurses were discharging their side of the bargain.
Okay.
It is just right that the employer also sits down with them to find the best approach to implementing this document so that we can all move on.
Hold on 1 minute for me. Let me bring in Kwame Sapon-Siedu. We're still trying to get Austin Game, who's labor and ADR consultant and CEO of Game and Game Group. Now, Kwame, I mean, you've been monitoring the situation. Government has indicated that we can't pay that money this year. And you know the conditions in which we find ourselves. So please bear with us. Isn't that something that is understandable?
Thanks, Winston, and good morning to listeners and justice. Understandable. You see, when I'm confronted with things like this, I ask myself a basic question. What health system do we want versus what health system do we have? And are we sure that the situations we find ourselves in lean themselves towards the health system we want? Because look, when these negotiations were had initially in 2024, we were grappling with the issue of health worker migration. And if you remember at that time, Winston, we had a number of conversations on this same platform as the negotiations were going on, because we're talking about the professional migration and people were talking about poor remuneration as the a major factor, and other people were trying to say that the nurses were not patriotic enough. And I held the view that when it comes to bread and butter issues, patriotism is not a determinant. Because at the end of the day, when that nurse goes to pay the kids' school fees, when that nurse goes to pay for groceries, when they pay for electricity, when they pay for water, they wouldn't be asked for their patriotic card. They would have to pay or do without. So, as Dr. Yankson said, the negotiations have happened. How didn't it get into the budget? You see, and I struggle with that aspect. I don't know where the ball was dropped, but considering that there's been a change of government, was it that this was overlooked in the transition somewhere? And if so, how? If the current government got hold of the information and for some reason dropped the ball and didn't get it into the budget, or even if they had acknowledged that, well, we've taken over the reins of government, this is going to cost about 2 billion, but we cannot afford the whole 2 billion, even though the previous negotiation has said that we should factor it into this financial year, we were going to stagger it. And the conversations have started before the nurses had threatened strike action. Perhaps we wouldn't be having these conversations. And you see, it goes back to what Dr. Yankson was saying about a historic neglect of health human resources in Ghana. There is a historic neglect. And what I think this current compensation for nurses has tried to do is to correct the historic neglect, which then means that the global sum that has to be paid is a bit bigger than the government would probably normally have budgeted for. But that cannot be an excuse to say the nurses should do without. So at this point, I just think cool heads should prevail. Both parties would have to have a serious discussion, because there are two things here. We cannot compromise our health system. And I'll put some data out when I'm concluding so that people think about it properly. We cannot compromise our health system because people are dying and people would continue dying if the situation continues. We cannot break the back of the economy either, because we've seen what happens when we have ourselves in economic bother. Everyone would suffer, including the nurses. So cool heads has to prevail. The negotiations are finished. I don't think there need to be any renegotiation of the package because that's been concluded. But there should be a firm discussion about the implementation of the package. I think the bone of contention is that the government is saying they cannot start implementing this financial year and want to start from 2026. Perhaps that might be something that the government would have to, backpedal on and start the implementation from this year to ensure that it's working. And you see, I'll end this way. Yesterday, I put out some statistics about life expectancy. And it's a basic life expectancy on when a child is born in Ghana today. what's their probability of hitting 20 years, 40 years, 60 years, 70 years, and 80 years? If you compare, so I compared Ghana to the world, and I compared Ghana to the United Kingdom and Rwanda. A child born in Ghana today has 87% chance of hitting 20 years. A child born in the UK has 99% chance. Rwanda has 88%. When it gets to 40 years, a child born in Ghana today has a 70% chance of growing to 40. Rwanda is 75.
Hello, Kwame. Hello? Hello, Kwame. Oh, I think we may have lost Kwame. Let me just try. Let's just try and get, back to Kwame. But we've been joined on the phone by Austin Gami, who is a labor and ADR consultant and CEO of Gami and Gami Group. Mr. Gami, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. Great. So I know you've been in negotiations. You've handled many of these issues. Let's look at the, government and nurses impasse, for instance. Let's look at the government's posturing. Now, the nurses say, well, there's an agreement, implemented. Government says, I cannot implement it. I can only do so next year. Is the government's posturing the right posturing, considering that this is an agreement that was reached last year and expected to be implemented?
Well, thank you so much. I think I've heard many people talking about this issue, and it concerns me a lot and gives me pause of concern. Yesterday, I was teaching at Legon, was doing masters in industrial relations, and this was part of the subject matter, not necessarily the nurses issue, but talking about labor collective agreement, its history, and the framework and the effect on the economy as the case may be. So, to be very honest with you, I've heard many people saying that agreement has been reached, it is not to be negotiated again, it's for implementation. It's not correct. In industrial relations, when you are negotiating, when you have concluded the negotiation, when you are to implement the negotiation, it's all subject to review.
Okay.
Now, the parties that sat to negotiate the condition of service, if one party has a genuine concern, it has to be raised. But you can't raise it on your own terms. That is that you cannot do it unilaterally.
Okay.
The social partner with whom you negotiated with, you have to invite them. You sit and explain why you are having the concern you are having. And under Section 97 of the Labour Act, you have to share that relevant information with one another. And when you finish that, and there is no conclusion between the two of you, what it means is that you have not been able to reach agreement on the implementation process. Agreement concluded is for implementation. Implementation stage is also an action to be taken. And so if you have a problem, you discuss it. If one party do not agree, you go to the National Labour Commission for assistance, or you go to a mediator for assistance. This is not something you have to go for arbitration per se. The arbitration will produce a winner and a loser. Okay. And one person will not be happy to create the furore like the type we are seeing now. So wisely, you get somebody with the background of that experience to assist the two parties to resolve the differences. Okay. I think the Labour Commission has the capacity. We have several other people who can assist us to do it. Okay. But to say that it is not to be negotiated again, it's not entirely correct.
All right.
And two, if you are to even implement agreement, and I'm unable as an employer to implement it according to what we have done, that discussion is negotiation. So people should not be fixated with the word negotiation as if it's something that is strange. It's not strange.
Okay. Now, Mr. Kame, I mean, you talked about the fact that while that can be renegotiated, or you also make the point that it cannot be unilateral. So let's look at the positions here. Now, government says we cannot pay this year because it will throw our budget out of gear. It's going to cost $2 billion, and that's something we cannot do. Under the circumstance, would it have been, say, appropriate for government to probably have made an offer and say we can pay this amount while we pay the remainder this year, or the wholesale we cannot pay is the right way to go in a negotiation of this nature?
That is the reason why the labor law made provision for this kind of conversation. And you cannot be on strike and having that conversation. The law forbids, whether in Ghana, whether in Japan, whether in America, whether in Azerbaijan, the law forbids for anybody to be on strike at the same time having a discussion. It's not a war zone. It's a labor relations matter. So you don't have to even put on red band according to the law. You cannot be threatening somebody, hold somebody hand at the back, and you say, come on, let's stop on my terms. This is like you are dictating to the person. It's the same unilateral approach which the employer is being accused of, that the union is also visiting on the employer. So both parties have to sit down, have a civilized conversation. If it's going to be a payment plan, you bring your offer. You also bring your offer, not even position. My position is this. Our position is this. It's positional negotiation. And it's not part of our labor law at all. It's lack of knowledge that's creating the problem. Okay. So I think that I would plead with both parties. They will have to, the unionized people within the nursing fraternity, they know that. They have to go back to work. And let the employer also get away from the poster everybody else is talking about. Let them go to the table, go and sit down, and have a conversation about any plan that is worth, implementing. You can't force the employer to pay you when they cannot afford to pay. You cannot do that. You can't force a horse to a riverside to go and drink water. He will put his mouth inside, he will not drink. There are several ways that the employer can ask them to be paid, but it may not be lasting. So, and the nurses know that. They know that. So, patience will be required, and I think that this is a matter that can be resolved, let me use the word, easily. But the way they are going about it is what is creating the problem.
When you say it can be resolved easily, okay, now you've made the point that they should, you cannot be, the laws make the provision, you cannot be on strike and be negotiating. So they go back. But you also make the point that you cannot force the employer to pay you. At the same time, you make the point also that you cannot unilaterally say, I cannot do this. So let's look for a negotiation approach. You've talked also about a payment plan that brings me to the confusion. When they go back, for instance, now that there's been the nurses, there's a substituted service, they've been served. I'm sure they're going to be calling off the strike. Yesterday, I heard them on Newsnight saying they don't have a choice but to call off the strike. Now, if they go back to the negotiation table, that plan that you talk about, what form should it take?
It can take several forms.
Okay.
For instance, the teaching hospitals, they have a system in place that can pay the people who are there and relieve the direct exchequer from being the one paying. I'm just giving you one example.
Okay.
Panebo Teaching Hospital can pay. Kumasi Teaching Hospital can pay. Maybe Tamale Teaching Hospital can pay. Maybe X can pay. Maybe a certain child institution can pay. Look, so it is not for them to be on strike and be somewhere and not being at the negotiation table. If I were to be sitting between them, I can guarantee you not more than 90 minutes, this matter will be over.
So if I get you,
more than 90 minutes, this matter will be over.
If I get you correctly, you're suggesting that one of the ways could be the usage of their IGF, some of the facilities, their IGF, to pay some of these allowances, while government finds ways to pay the others, right?
It's part of it. And it's subject to discussion. and you have to involve the teaching hospitals to enable them look at their budget and do the variations. It's not a one-day matter. That's why they must be patient and have a discussion. If you are holding the other party hand at the back and say, come and let's negotiate, it won't work. Meanwhile, people are dying. So desperation set in, and the employer says that I'm going to look for people to be resolving the matter temporarily whilst you are on strike. You may not understand.
Please hold on for us, Mr. Austin Gami. Let me just get Dr. Justice Yankson, former Vice President of the Ghana Medical Association's view on this. Dr. Yankson, so earlier you had talked about the fact that, look, agreement is agreement, but you've heard from Austin Gami make the point that there are different ways of going about this, and he's proffered some of the ways which he believes can help solve this. Way to go?
Winston, let me say good morning to Mr. Gami, my dear friend. But I think that I have a challenge with his interpretation and use of negotiation.
Okay.
Look, the legal position is very clear. We negotiate the conditions of service or collective bargaining agreement. And then at the point, we come to a conclusion and sign the document. Once that document has been signed, it also includes an implementation date or a start date for implementation. All of these would have been agreed on by the two parties, the employer as well as the workers. Now, that document that has been concluded cannot be the subject matter of a renegotiation at this point. If you want to renegotiate that document, any of the two parties who has a concern will have to write formally to the other for the two parties to discuss. First, the other party will have to agree. If they don't agree, you cannot proceed. If they agree, then they sit down with you and see which aspect of that document that you think has to be relooked. That is about the details of that document called the CBA or the condition of service document. The other leg, which is the implementation, we don't talk about negotiations. You basically discuss an implementation plan or strategy. In fact, in some negotiations, these implementation activities would have even been discussed before the signing of the document that tells you the start date. So here, I think the clarity that ought to be brought is that we are not at the point of renegotiation of that document. No. We are talking about implementation. So the best approach, as Mr. Gami was trying to say, is for the two parties to discuss and agree on an implementation plan that is different from the details of the document that people are talking about renegotiation. So I think we need to bring that clarity to the fore. Now, Mr. Gami mentioned or used the word, you can take the horse to the riverside, but you can't force it to drink. Same applies to both sides of this conflict. If you think that you can use legalities to send the workers back to work, at the workplace, can you force them to drink? And look, the healthcare area is a specialized area. Excuse me to say, it is not like all other activities. If you have a disgruntled or demotivated group of employees, you are not going to get ultimate results. And the impact will be on all of us. We need to tread cautiously. Look, yesterday, it is good when I heard from the first vice president of the nurses saying that as law-abiding citizens, they will abide by what the court says. And that even at that point, their council will have to meet and come up with a way forward. But he also went on to say, is that the solution? Because this interim or interlocutory injunction is valid for 10 days. At that point, they reserve the right to go back to their current action. If anybody wants to do anything, you have to go on notice. So clearly, there are issues. As we speak, we're talking about 2 billion Has anybody sat down to calculate the amount of money that all the health facilities nationwide are losing or have lost up to today and may continue to lose? I tell you what, that economic angle alone might probably even be more than the 2 billion. 2, when we take the economic aspect aside, the general impact on all of us and our abilities to give our best at our various workplaces, i.e., if somebody is sick and cannot recover early or quickly because care hasn't been optimized, that person might also not be able to go back to contribute to the bigger economy. And that is also another implication that will set the bigger economy. So I think that where we are now, government or the employer, I don't want to say government, it's between the employer and the workers, will have to backpedal, that's what I said, and have an implementation plan that takes into consideration the sentiments of the nurses as we speak, such that we can have a plan which can be implemented either in full or in part, in a staggered manner or whichever approach, so that it becomes a win-win situation for both ends. That is the only way out.
Okay.
If you think that you can use legalities to bully them, unfortunately, it is no. And it's funny, or it is quite interesting. Anytime experts or commentators talk about the illegalities of what the workers are doing, they refuse to also talk about the illegalities of the employer. Look, if you take the Labor Act, this particular issue, we shouldn't be where we are, because the Labor Act is so clear. No matter how you stretch it, you cannot go beyond 3 weeks when it comes to resolution of issues concerning essential services. If you really deem the work of nurses as part of the essential services, the state institutions, from Labor Commission to the Fair Wages to whoever, should have borne this in mind as well, and also respected the provisions within those particular clauses of the Act. We just at a point where I think all we need to do is that both sides will have to backtrack, extend an olive branch as an employer to the workers, sit down and have some implementation plan in place. It might not be a complete or total implementation of all the clauses effective today, but there can always be a way of doing it, so that even if some arrears may have to be paid, I'm sure the workers will agree. If, for example, the implementation date, assuming it says January, has to be moved to say even July in terms of the real effective date, I'm sure some of these workers are ready to listen to some of these things. But to say that we cannot accommodate your request in any way, when it has been known to you for months, then I think that there's a bit of bad faith.
So if I get you clearly, your point is that, yes, at all costs they must sit down, but in sitting down, government must at least indicate some form of payment it intends to make this year, and then can talk about spreading the remainder somewhere next year, right?
I mean, it is one of the approaches, yes. All I'm trying to say is that between the two parties, they can agree on something. And I know that workers are reasonable. It has happened to my group before. So I know that workers are reasonable. Once we have a certain approach that does not totally neglect the implementation of that document, then we have a solution at hand.
Okay. I still have Austin Game, who's labor and ADR consultant and CEO of Game and Game Group, and Kwame Sapong Asiedu. Yes, Mr. Game, do you want to make a point briefly before I go to Kwame and come back to you?
Listen, let me be very clear here.
Okay, please go ahead.
First of all, greetings to my friend Dr. Winston. We have been working on some of these things for a very long time. Let me just say this. He has said virtually the same thing I've said in another form. The only point is that in labor relations, there is no legalistic approach. That's why it is called industrial relations. It's not even a matter to be even arbitrated on. It's either you negotiate or you mediate, so that you have people satisfied and there is a mutual respect for everybody. And it will not be done, I repeat, unilaterally by either party. That is the point of view. And so I appreciate that, and I think that he has said what I've said in another form. So I go with what he has said. Let everybody understand that you cannot be on strike and be negotiating. And Dr. Yancy knows that very well. Whoever is the teacher of this knows that nobody should ever be on strike and be negotiating. Our labor law is very, very clear on it. And so everybody must understand that, whether in private sector or government sector, is the same. And I want to meet a notable union that is highly respected in this country. They have negotiated. I was present at the meeting as a facilitator for both parties. They negotiated, concluded. It was partially announced to the workers already. Then the employer did some few things and realized that they have made mistakes. They called the parties back to the table. I was present. 1.5 hours discussion. We resolved the matter. We varied the figures. Whatever is negotiated and agreed upon can be varied by the parties that put the thing together. That's the point. That is the way to go. You cannot take positional on a matter that because you have done it and it's done and dusted forever, it remains the same. Are you going to generate the money to pay? Somebody must pay.
Sure.
Somebody must account for it. So it's about being patient and listening to the other side also, devoid of emotions. This is the point.
Okay, let me bring Kwame Sapon-Asidu. Please stay with us. Let me bring Kwame Sapon-Asidu. So, Kwame, sorry, we lost you at some point. You're making a point. You're actually indicating,
Yes. I was saying that we have a health system, and whilst this is going on, that health system is suffering. And my point was that if you take a child born today in Ghana, that child has only 20% chance of growing to the age 70. Whereas in the UK, that child has a 90% chance of growing to the age of 70. I hope you get me.
Yes, I do.
There are fundamental problems with the health system that need fixing. Part of it is remuneration, because I've always said this, that health, apart from being a science, is a vocation as well. And therefore, you hone your skills as you go along. And the longer you are a practitioner, the better your skills become fine. Unfortunately, when you lose the best practitioners, either through migration, either through strike action, and you bring in other people, because it's a vocation and the skills drop, people die. And that's my only concern. While we are going at this, we are going to lose lives. So, and that is why I am saying that our trajectory in aging is bad anyway. Are we going to be sitting here having these conversations, the nurses standing on one side and holding their ground, the government standing on another side holding their ground, while people die or their prognosis gets worse?
And you say, Kwame, that when it comes to conditions of service, when it comes to buying things, you don't use your patriotic card. So, in effect, we must pay them.
I mean, that's a fact of life. I'm wondering, have you ever used your patriotic card to buy anything at the filling station? You don't use your patriotic card to buy anything. Nowhere in the world do you use your patriotic card to buy anything. You buy things based on your earnings or your investments. And so much as I can understand the position of government that the fiscal space is constrained, I can understand why the nurses would also want to draw their pound of flesh on the basis that Whether you bleed or not, that flesh is theirs. But like we saw in in the Merchant of Venice, you always have to remember that you bargain to cut a pound of flesh and for no blood to drop. So in cutting that flesh, the other party can say, well, yes, cut your flesh and let no blood drop. But would that solve the problem? That wouldn't solve the problem. And that is why I agree with Mr. Austin Game that cool heads would have to prevail at this point. I am of the view that whatever has been negotiated as a package for them as their new condition of service is done. I hold the view what can be varied, and I've heard Justice Yankton say it, I've heard Mr. Austin Game say, is the implementation plan and how the payments will be done. And I think that is where the focus should be at this point in time. If, in my personal opinion, to try and renegotiate their conditions of service would open an entirely different can of worms, and it wouldn't be pleasant for any of us.
Finally, on this, Mr. Austin Game, before I get to Justice Yankson, you've talked about one of the ways that government can deal with this. Now that the nurses say they're going to go back to work, what other ways should government be looking at dealing with this immediately?
Well, to be very honest with you, I think that a certain reorientation on the part of everybody in this country, including them, matters now. People think they know about the labor law, but they don't know. We have not even implemented 1/3 of the Labor Act yet. It's so clear, very, very, very unambiguous that if it's well implemented, we don't have a problem. We anticipated that we might become like Singapore tomorrow. So the labor law was written with a view of having to ensure that we have a continuity of employment, we have a continuity of systems. Example, 24-hour economy has been catered for in the shift system that is programmed in the labor law already. So everything, if the government want to bring about a new proper performance management system, we have catered for it in the law already. So people must be paid very well, but based on productivity. That I want to suggest to government to put together a team now, and the word is now, emphasis now, that we must have a system in place that should pay workers very, very well, but based on productivity. And I can show you in the law, is there black and white in diverse ways. So we are wasting our energy. We have a mushroom of allowances that is now a subject matter for strikes, and we cannot pay. Mushroom of allowances, and people don't retire on allowances; they retire on their pay. So workers who are being led by their leaders should understand that it's about time they should ask that they are prepared for the employer to give them their work to do, their targets to perform, and they must be paid based upon productivity so that they can earn good pay and have good pension. Most of the people who are on strike now, they will go on pension tomorrow next, and they will not be paid allowances. So I think that people should realize that and be open to this kind of discussion. In the meantime, I congratulate them if they are going back to work. They should go. I'm prepared to assist them to resolve the rest of the matter if they so wish.
Great. Justice Yankson, finally from you.
Well, I think that at this point, the two parties, the employer, should actually calm down, reach out to the employees, and make sure that ASAP a certain implementation plan is agreed on. That ultimately does not make the worker worse off, but can be in the form of a staggering approach or a partial implementation for now, and then a ramped up implementation at some point in time. Usually these documents are for a specified period, 2 or 3 years. I'm not too sure whether in this case it is 2 or 3. But within that period, the economic rights of the workers should be guaranteed as far as the discussions leading to a proper implementation plan, which would have been agreed on by both parties, that at least has some level of flexibility, but ultimately compensates the workers for them to also give up their best, is what we need at this point.
Thank you very much, Dr. Justice Youngson, former Vice President of the Ghana Medical Association. Thank you, Austin Game, Labor and ADR Consultant and CEO of Game & Game Group, and to you, Kwame Sapon-Siedu, D&D Fellow on Public Health. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us here on the Super Morning Show. So the conclusion is that, look, nurses going back, they've indicated they don't have a choice. Council, they would have to go back. But as they even go back, you had the experts make the point that government must engage, and government must, they must not go into this with a unilateral position. We don't have money. Look at ways of raising money and settling it. But if you're looking for a little more in life with us, spending more, then I get it, because every cedi counts. That's why I want to share something that's really made a difference for me. The Absa Abapa account is designed for people like us, those who work hard and deserve more for less. Here's what I get with my Absa Abapa account: a free GH Link card, access to loans of up to 50,000 when I need help, high interest on savings, free SMS alerts to track every peso I spend, seamless mobile and online banking, no need to join long queues, and many more. And the best part is, it's simple to open. If you're looking for more value, more peace of mind, and more control over your money, then Absa Abapa account is just that account for you. Open your account today and get more. T's and C's apply. Your story matters. Absa. But of course, it's back. The EMY Africa Expo is back, bigger, bolder, and better. This is your official invitation to be part of the second edition of the EMY Africa Expo, happening from the 19th to the 22nd of June at the Accra International Conference Center, after a blockbuster debut with over 10,000 attendees, over 100 exhibitors, and over 20 industries represented. This year, we're turning it a notch. Whether you are in automotive, fashion, tech, real estate, health, finance, agribusiness, travel, lifestyle, or anything in between, this is your platform for visibility, networking, strategic partnerships, and media exposure that matters. Don't miss out. Register now at emyafrica.com. Call 0202 018870 or 0302 738 727 for more information. EMY Africa Expo 2025. Show up, stand up, scale up. And so stay with us here on the Super Morning Show. We're going to be, sharing more of your thoughts. You've heard from, Austin Game. You've heard from Justice Youngson. You've heard from Kwame Sapon-Siedu, all talking about how we must dialogue, how we must ensure that at the end of it all, we don't throw away our health sector just because of money. Stay with us when we return after these messages here on the Super Morning Show. The show definitely continues. We get to hear from you after these. We'll be right back.
Do you know that NIT is back in Ghana? Yes, you heard it right. NIT is back in Ghana, and Jackson Institute of Technology is the official partner. It's bigger, it's better, and it's here to revolutionize IT education in Ghana. Get ready for world-class training and unmatched opportunities powered by Jackson Institute of Technology. Jackson Institute of Technology is shaping futures with hands-on IT training for youth, students, and professionals. Courses include cybersecurity, Python programming, data analytics, networking and hardware essentials, and Microsoft Office Suite. We offer flexible schedules, affordable payment plans, and expert trainers with globally recognized certifications. Scholarships are available for women and girls. Sign up early to grab yours. You can locate us in Accra at Abna Atia Towers, Ring Road Central, or you can call us to enroll on 059 699 6037 or 059 699 6042. Take the first step towards your dream career with Jackson Institute of Technology, where your tech future begins.
Say donut, 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 donut. Hey, donut, 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 donut. Donut, donut. Then cotton, donut, donut, donut. Malaria soon. everybody follow not sa malaria. A 3D till no not now. Oh, malaria chill. Oh, popo. What do you mean? I want you. No not. A dabako. No not. A damienu. No not. A damiensa. No not. No. Lonat scatter malaria. Lonat ide scatter malaria.
A quality product from Blaze GVS Pharma. Yenshishemu hu se malaria wa umojam ansa na wanum Lonat. Na nam yensearch na malaria no daso wo hwa ko hu dokota.
This advert is FDA approved.
For more. Get ready for more. More goals, more drama, more nail-biting edge of your seat. Oh my word, did you see that? 32 teams, 63 matches, one unmissable tournament. The all-new FIFA Club World Cup on SuperSport.
Hello, Ghana. It's a new year and Bills Microcredit is here to support your dreams. If you're not working but want to start a business, don't let money stop you. With just your Ghana card, you can get a loan to turn your ideas into reality. Already running a business? Need more capital? Or are you a salary worker looking for extra funds? Bills offers fast and easy loans with no collateral, no deposit, and no SUSI savings required. Wherever you are, whatever you need, Bills makes it happen. Call Bills Microcredit today. Call 0596 920 833 or 0302 200 390 and get started. Bills is licensed and regulated by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
Let me introduce you to the Honeymoon Hotel.
Aula, please. You can't just change your mind anytime it suits you.
Wow, I can't believe you're doing this on a honeymoon night.
I am going to sleep in the lobby.
I'm coming with you.
Don't follow me.
I'm coming with you.
Woman, it's Monakai. Don't.
Me, I will, don't. You two don't, I'll come.
Adapted and directed by Shirley Frimpong-Manso. Honeymoon Hotel. Starring Jocelyn Dumas, James Gardner, Amake Ababrese, Amanda Gisi, Andrew Tando Adote, David Donto, and more. Live on stage on June 20th, 21st, and 22nd, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day at the National Theatre. Tickets are available now at 200 Ghana cedis regular, 350 Ghana cedis VIP. Dial *713 *33 *10#. For more information, call 0545 246 478. Sponsored by African Regent Hotel, Caveman Watches, Oyarifa Mall, McPhillips Food, and AE Cinemax.
The Honeymoon Hotel, where love lasts. Powered by Africa Arts Network.
Morning Show. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Problem there, better call Jesus. I'm only big man, not a ball on me. I watch your face, I seen the hope and it dawned on me. Everything could have been lovely, but I'm just another guy, Obsessed to my morals, concerned with my liberty. Options overflow, I'm not gonna lie, there's a change in my energy. Praying I never go down. If I step on toes, my apologies. Everything could have been lovely, but I'm just another guy, If I could, you wouldn't tell me to sacrifice it all. But I'm just another guy, If I could, you wouldn't tell me to sacrifice it all. But I'm just another guy, another money I want. Give me day one, get your crypto, dollar city safer. Call me, let's talk, and I'll go see you later. Lucky champion, then no fit to bring down. Down with them now, I'm in a final boss. 1,000 bullets to my body on form. Samurai swings, what a situation. But when the money long, you know fit to take them with the party day long. Obsessed to my moral, concerned with my liberty. Options overflow, I'm not gonna lie, there's a change in my energy. Praying I never go down. If I step on toes, my apology. Everything would have been lovely. Just another guy. If I could.
And that's Black Sheriff with Sacrifice here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Some 23 minutes after 9. And we'll be reading lots of your messages here on the Super Morning Show. Earlier you heard from Austin Game, who's a labor and ADR consultant and CEO of Game and Game Group. You heard from Kwame Sapon-Asedu, a D&D fellow on health, and you also heard from Dr. Justice Yankson, former vice president of the Ghana Medical Association. But look, are you ready to drive innovation and take the next step in your career? Well, then apply for Ashesi University's master's programs, which combine world-class education with African relevance. Regardless of your career aspirations, an Ashesi Master's program equips you with the skills, ethics, and network to lead boldly. And applications are open for our 2025 cohort, so learn more at ashesi.edu.gh. But hello Ghana, are you ready to simplify your shipping experience? Introducing DHL Express, your go-to solution for all your international shipping needs. Get 5% off when you send personal or official documents, gift items, paintings, cosmetics, clothing, dried fish, processed food, or importing from Asia, Australia, Europe, the Middle East, and the rest of Africa. DHL Express service makes it a breeze. All you have to do is to contact any of our main service points or individual outlets across the country. Your shipment will be processed whether inbound or outbound, and with real-time tracking. So you'll always know where your package is. It's that simple. Once again, every international shipment to from Europe, Asia, Australia, to the Middle East and the rest of Africa paid for in Ghana qualifies you for a promotional discount. So please rush now. Ready to experience the ease of shipping? Visit our website at dhl.com or call us on 0244 485176 or 0571 137599 to learn more about our Express Easy Service. DHL, excellence simply delivered. And are you a graduate from the university, polytechnic, college of education, nursing and midwifery college, or you've completed SHS and looking for the opportunity to study your dream course abroad? Well, you can study in countries like Australia, Canada, UK, US, Ireland, New Zealand, and many more. These countries have an excellent reputation in teaching and research, and you can work part-time to support your studies and get up to 4-year post-study work visa when you've completed successfully. An application for September 2025 is ongoing. So contact Astolinks to get information about admission, scholarship, as well as how to secure your study visa. Astolinks is located at 4A Popo Street, East Legon. Call them on 0265 341070 or visit them on their website, astolinks.net. Astolinks, pathway for success. Lots of your messages this morning. Now, this one from Sami Hanu, a senior nurse from Adabaka, says, Mr. Yangson's submission is distinctively different from that of Mr. Game. His submissions are tainted with politics, you say. Mr. David Tinkran has stated time and again that we are reasonable people and we're willing to consider an implementation plan and not renegotiation. And this one is from Sami Hanu, a senior nurse from Adabraka. This one says, good morning, Winston, Kojo, and the team. If the government doesn't want to implement what it has agreed to, no problem. They should take Ghana off the red list and allow us to go where we are valued and paid our worth. Okay. This one from Jones Adobwe in La says, the health minister's plea for retired nurses to step in is in the right direction. The nurses are just being unfair so long as their demand is a legitimate one. Is also right for the government to ask for some space. This one says, good morning, Winston and Kojo. The excuse of government for their inability to implement the nurses' agreed conditions of service is most unfortunate. How do you sacrifice workers' condition of service for budget overrun? My question is, wouldn't there be a mid-year budget review? Can their needs be captured in that? Will the government have said that if it were Article 71 workers? Okay. Habi in Bolga says, I stand with the nurses on their demands. My mother worked as a nurse for 38 years. Her lump sum pension was 15,000. Oh, wow. 15,000 cities after working for 38 years. Habi in Bolga, wow. This one says, Winston, without being seen as biased, I think the nurses and whichever group planning on strike should deal with issues looking at the current financial conditions of the country. They kept mute till the previous government left office. The leadership of the nurses and any other group planning on a strike should have informed or reminded the current finance minister of outstanding so it is added to the budget and not wait to ambush the government. That is barely 6 months into his administration and is clearly giving us the bad state of the government financially. And he said this action is sheer wickedness as some lives have been lost. Can they bring back those lives if paid their request today? And this is from Job B from Mamprobi. This one says, Mr. Akandos is since assuming duties as health minister, explained that tough guy attitude from day one. He must show respect to health professionals. Government must find the $2 billion to pay them. If Parliament or the office of the president needs such money, they will definitely find it. And it's coming from Kweku in south of Fankor. This one says, Winston, how much is the government officials' fuel coupons on monthly basis? Can't the government look at reducing that for the nurses? You don't add your name. Please add your name next time so we can actually acknowledge you. Still live here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Stay with us when we return after these messages. We're doing lots of your messages here on the Super Morning Show.
Electroland CD are picky, meaning another gargantuan price drop on top of all our existing discounts on Samsung, TCL, Media, and Nasco Electronics. This now double promotion against the dollar. Soskets! The minute the CD appreciates with even a single digit, we continue to reduce prices. If the dollar drops today, we will reduce again today. Rush to our showrooms and authorized resellers across Ghana and pick your picky appliances now. Call 050-315-9739 for further information. Electroland, home of luxury and affordable appliances.
For more. Get ready for more. More goals, more drama, more nail-biting edge of your seat. Oh my word, did you see that? 32 teams, 63 matches, one unmissable tournament. The all-new FIFA Club World Cup on SuperSport.
FPAC is effective for headaches and relieves the symptoms of flu, colds, and catarrh. FPAC blows away the pain associated with sore throats. During and after a hard day's work, FPAC relieves you of body pains. After the day's sports workout, FPAC helps the body to control the aching muscles. FPAC is effective against feverishness. FPAC reduces body temperature associated with malaria and other fevers. FPAC is effective against rheumatic pains. You can find FPAC in all pharmacy and chemical select shops throughout the country. FPAC is not recommended for children less than 16 years of age, ulcer and asthmatic patients, pregnant and lactating mothers. If symptoms persist for more than 2 days, consult your doctor. FPAC blows your pain away.
FPAC Junior follows in the tradition of FPAC tablets, a trusted friend to relieve your child of pain associated with teething, catarrh, cold and fever. The good that FPAC does for you, FPAC Junior does for your child. FPAC Junior is for children between 6 months and 12 years. FPAC Junior blows your child's pain away.
Sasso, si come tonton preko. Sasso, si come tonton preko. Edrana drami ne buseshe. Ye hakesia ne malaria. Minya me pone me sasso spray. Every mosquito study run away. Tonton preko, sasso, mi se come tonton preko. Come tonton preko, sasso, come tonton preko. Nani shamne die, demo stronko.
This advert is FDA approved.
Human resource is crucial for Ghana's development. The Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management Ghana presents CIHRM 2025 Conference under the theme Regulating HRM in Ghana, Standards, Ethics and Sustainability. Date 18th to 19th June 2025. Venue Alisa Hotel, Northridge, Accra. Conference fees: members 3,200 Ghana cedis, non-members 4,000 Ghana cedis, student members 2,000 Ghana cedis. For sponsorship, partnerships, special discounts, call 024-327-8694 or 020-811-2644 today. Sponsors: GCB, VRA, Gridco, NPA, Ghana Airports, We Power Authority, E-Productions, CIHRM 2025 Conference, transforming work and workplaces. Be there.
Attention Ghana, the Green Revolution is here from 11th to 13th of June 2025. The Accra International Conference Center comes alive with the Ghana Horticulture Expo 2025, the nation's premier showcase of fruits, vegetables, technology and export opportunity. Organized by the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters in collaboration with the Ghana Export Promotion Authority and proudly supported by Ghana Exim Bank, Fidelity Bank, GESA, Agro City, Agro Monte and GIZ, with Joy Business as the official media partner. This is your gateway to innovation, trade and partnerships. And the highlight, the keynote address will be delivered by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Book your exhibition stand or register now on www.ghanahortiexpo.com or you can contact 0243-345-7783 or 053-522-4555. Ghana Horticulture Expo 2025. Growing Ghana, exporting excellence.
Super Morning Show. Obiniye manga walupa munkobi walutoma minyesika bontobi ashade obiniye ma
FM. It's Kofi Kinacha with Thy Grace. And are you ready to dream, dare, and deliver in the world of IT? Then look no further, because Jackson Institute of Technology, JIT, is the only NIIT authorized training center in Ghana. And at JIT, we provide world-class IT training for individuals and corporate organizations, equipping you with industry-relevant skills in software development, cybersecurity, networking, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, digital marketing, and more. Now we offer globally recognized certifications, practical job-ready training, and flexible hybrid learning options, which allows you to study online or on-site. And our expert instructors ensure hands-on learning experiences that prepare you for success in today's digital world. Conveniently located on the Ring Road near Circle in the heart of Accra's Central Business District, and in Kumasi at Jackson Educational Complex HQ, JSA near KNUST, JIT provides easy access for students and corporate clients. Our state-of-the-art auditorium is also available for corporate events, seminars, and training sessions. So call or WhatsApp us now on 0596 996037 or 0596 996038 and then 0552 714635. or visit our website, jit.edu.gh. JIT, your gateway to a thriving IT career. So this season, Unbelievable is yours to own with DSTV. With so much content on offer, your sport for choice. Get unbelievable local entertainment with House of Clue, Shakalembe Season 2 and Nigerian Idol Season 10, all on Aquaba Magic. Catch unbelievable sporting moments from the Premier League, Champions League, La Liga, Serie A, Formula 1, tennis and more. Laugh along with unbelievable kids edutainment like Paw Patrol, Bluey and SpongeBob SquarePants, and experience unbelievable international shows like Law and Order, Lioness, Special Ops and Suits LA. So what are you waiting for? Just stay connected by dialing *759# today and own the unbelievable. DSTV is your home of entertainment. Have you ever thought about what true convenience means? Well, let's keep it very simple, because convenience is finding easy solutions to everyday hassles, right? But let's keep it very simple. So if you need to find easy solutions to everyday hassles. And speaking of easy solutions, have you heard about M-Care from MTN and MedPharma? Well, that's convenient healthcare for everyone. Let's face it, being sick is no fun, and neither is waiting in long queues for healthcare. Okay? But with M-Care, all that hassle disappears. With the silver and gold packages, you get to choose between 10 Ghana cedis or 161 Ghana cedis per month and enjoy access to a doctor anytime, anywhere, and an efficient e-pharmacy with medication delivered to your doorstep. And guess what? It comes with life insurance cover for hospitalization and death, and health insurance depending on your package. That's unbelievable, right? So now I ask, what's more convenient than this? Download the MedPharma app to sign up to the silver or gold package today. Buckingham Books and Stationery Limited, your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment and furniture at affordable prices. Now, they've introduced an online store for your shopping convenience, which means you can now shop by simply logging on to kingdomstoreonline.com. Without physically coming to any of their branches, it's hassle-free, and they will arrange delivery to your home and office within a reasonable time. They offer free delivery within Accra and Tema and accept payment via Momo across all networks. However, terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. But I'm sure you're getting ready for the 17th of June 2025. Are you fired up for conversations about the automotive industry? Then mark your calendars as the Automobile Assemblers Association of Ghana presents the 2025 edition of the Ghana Automotive Summit, happening on Tuesday, 17th of June 2025, starting at 10 a.m. at the Grand Arena Accra International Conference Center. This year's event promises to be an unforgettable event. It's a full-day event as we look into the future of the automotive industry. Come connect with top industry leaders from policymakers, banks, insurance companies, part manufacturers, and more. You'll also witness an exhibition of locally assembled vehicles and see the groundbreaking technology that's shaping the future of the automotive industry in Ghana and the sub-region. There will also be an awards night and a banquet to crown the day. It's on the 17th of June 2025 at the Grand Arena Accra International Conference Center. Don't miss this opportunity to be part of the automotive industry's biggest event. This event is brought to you by the Automobile Assemblers Association of Ghana, they are represented by VW, Nissan, Toyota, Kia, Honda, Peugeot, Foton, Geely, Suzuki, Hyundai, Ashok Leyland, and Chagan Auto in partnership with AAAM, the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, with support from Stanbic Bank, Ghana Jet, and the Multimedia Group. Let's share more of your messages here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Abba Simpson says, permit me to say they need fair and decent wages or salaries, not what they're demanding for. Africans are always ready for handout. The entitlement is too much. And then Anaya Thompson says, some of their demands are ridiculous and inconsiderate. Patients are losing their lives because of this strike. And why didn't they demonstrate when it was time for the NPP, you say? Government shouldn't pay their salary for this month, okay? James Kwisidonko says their demands are understandable. There's nowhere in the world you get what they are asking for. Nyama Ernest says funeral grant posting allowance. In fact, if they are true, then they're going overboard. Kwesi Sesan says some of their demands are understandable, but most are unreasonable. And Madi says their demands are minimum, very, very minimal demands. Ken Gain says very soon we the Kaye will also demand shoe allowance. Keshi what? Okay, I get you. You can also join us on X, use the hashtag JoySMS and tell us what your thoughts are. You can also join us on WhatsApp 055-1111-997, and we definitely would share your thoughts with the rest of the world. But in every community, the skyline is dotted with uncompleted buildings. Some are the foundation, others at lintel, and others at roofing level. Each one tells a story, a dream, a home in the making, because home ownership remains one of humanity's greatest desires. So wherever you are on this journey, whether you're breaking ground, building up, or simply furnishing your space, the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is designed with you in mind. So join us from Friday the 20th of June to Sunday the 22nd of June at the Achimota Retail Center for the first clinic of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025. Let's help turn your home ownership dream into a lived reality. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is powered by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and brought to you by Drive EVGH, Drive into a Sustainable Future, Virtual Security Africa, Security for All, Superlock Technologies Limited, you deserve the best, Elegant Homes and General Construction Limited, where quality meets value, Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app Bako, Services Bebre, DBS Industries Limited, where truly your roof experts, door masters, the best indoors, Lesh Fortune Limited, unleashing luxury with perfection, one space at a time, the Builders Market Bathroom, get it right. Sinter Stanger, Stronger, Tough, Interplast. We make sure water reaches you, even space. Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investment. EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025. Dream it, own it, live it. 10 people who have made extraordinary impact will be celebrated for changing lives and making their communities better on the 28th of June 2025 at the EcoBank headquarters. These heroes and heroines will be awarded for going far and above for others. The 2025 Joy News Impact Makers is in partnership with McDan Foundation, Empowering Futures, Building Communities, and sponsored by Center for Strategic Philanthropy and Social Investments of the Pentecost University, unleashing transformational philanthropy, research and innovation for community impact, Philanthropy Ghana, promoting and elevating philanthropy in Ghana, Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape, MNC Group Global, Totally Reliant, German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental and Wellness and Beauty, Latest Foam, Your Partner for Life, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, and EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, Joy News Impact Makers Award, celebrating ordinary people making extraordinary impact. Stay with us here on the Super Morning Show. We'll be right back after these messages.
Daddies, them say we don't know how to marry, we just they worry.
Do you want to win some stunning fabrics from within this Father's Day? Or maybe some classy watches for your dad to elevate his look? How about a weekend stay at a lavish hotel? Or get some refreshing products from Vitamilk? Well, pay close attention. Joy FM, Joy Prime and Hits FM proudly present My Father, My Hero, Fatherhood, a Deeper Connection. This year, we're inviting you to step away from the daily grind and treat your dads like the heroes they are. Here's what you have to do. Record a 30-second audio clip commending your dad. Tell us about the heroic things he's done for you and share with us via WhatsApp on 055-1111-997. We're going to play your clips on air and select the top 5 entries to win exquisite fabrics from Woodin, a weekend stay at a plush hotel, some goodies from Vitamilk, classy watches, and many more. Tune in to Drive Time from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. as we embark on this journey. Stay glued to your radio sets. Don't miss out on this fun, entertaining, yet emotionally impactful mini virtual and auditory adventure. My Father, My Hero is brought to you by Woodin. Celebrate Dad with Woodin and receive a lovely gift. Woodin, Le Créateur. Achimota Retail Center. Shop at Achimota Retail Center this Father's Day for amazing discounts. Achimota Retail Center. Vibes in Kwan. Akono Ginger. Efriwara. Legacy Crop Improvement Center. The home of quality seeds. My Father, My Hero. Fatherhood. A deeper connection.
Yeah, Them for Panama, where you my dame. And they share so.
In every community, the skyline is dotted with uncompleted buildings. Some at the foundational level, others at lintel or roofing level. Each one tells a story, a dream, a home in the making.
Because home ownership remains one of humanity's greatest desires.
Wherever you are on this journey, whether you're breaking ground, building up, or simply furnishing your space, the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is designed with you in mind. Join us from Friday, June the 20th to Sunday, June the 22nd at the Achimota Retail Center for the first clinic of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025. Let's help turn your home ownership dream into a lived reality.
The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is powered by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and brought to you by Virtual Security Africa. Security for all. Superlock Technologies Limited. You deserve the best. DBS Industries Limited. We truly are your roof experts. The Builders Market. Bathroom, get it right. Lesh Fortune Limited. Unleashing luxury with perfection. One space at a time. Clifton Homes. Beautiful homes, wise investments. Interplast. We make sure water reaches you, even space. Elegant Homes and General Construction Limited, where quality meets value. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 service app. App Bako service Bebre. Drive EVGH. Drive into a sustainable future. Syntex Tank. A year strong, a year tough. EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025. Dream it, own it, live it.
My name is Henry Onwuzri. I'm the MD CEO of Zenith Bank Ghana Limited. I wish to extend the bank's heartfelt congratulations to Joy FM on reaching the remarkable milestone of 30 years of excellence. For almost 2 decades, the bank has partnered with Joy FM in connecting with our customers and the public, thus amplifying the Zenith brand in a memorable way. The success of our partnership reflects the dedication and professionalism the team brings to every project. As you celebrate this momentous occasion, we look forward to our continued partnership and to many more years of success and mutual growth. Happy celebrations.
One time. A lot of mercy.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Seven FM, you know that leadership is not about a position, it's about wisdom at the helm. So join us at the next Great Leader Summit 2.0, where two of Ghana's foremost thought leaders, Dr. Gideon Titi Ofe and Dr. Mensa Otabil, will share insights to shape the next generation of transformational leaders. Wisdom at the helm of affairs is the theme. It's on the 21st of June 2025, time 9 a.m. Networking would start at 8 a.m. Venue is the University of Gold Coast Hall, Accra Business School, Spinters Road. Registration, go to ttoffair.com/event. Is designed for executives, visionaries, entrepreneurs, public servants, and all who aspire to lead with integrity and impact. So make sure you're there. But get ready for the biggest theatre event of the year. From the screen to the stage, Shirley Frimpong-Manso makes her theatre debut adapting and directing Honeymoon Hotel stage play, originally written by Stephen Yawapong. You simply cannot miss this. Starring Jocelyn Dumas, James Gardner, Amake Abebrese, David Donto, Jasmine Barudi, Andiu Tando Adote, and Amanda GC, and many more, all live on stage. It's happening at the National Theatre on June 20th, 21st, and 22nd, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day. Tickets are available now at 200 cedis regular and 350 VIP. Dial ticket short code *713*33*10# or visit the various locations: Africa Region Hotel, Airport Shell, Bachona Total, Silverbird Cinemas, and Ozone Cinema Yarefa Mall. For more information, call 0545-246478, sponsored by African Region Hotel, Caveman Watches, Oyarefa Mall, Verna Water, Mac Felix Foods, and AE Cinemax. Honeymoon Hotel, powered by African Arts Network. But let me tell you something about Enterprise, because their vision is very clear. And, in all their markets, their pedigree will be recognized, their strength respected, and their expertise valued, and solutions sought by all who desire an advantage in life. Now, that vision came to life once again at the 9th Ghana CEO Excellence Awards, where Enterprise Group made history. Their Group CEO, Daniel Labitieku, was honored as the best Group CEO insurance sector. It didn't stop there. Jacqueline Benyi of Enterprise Life, Akosia and Saintry of Enterprise Insurance, and Joseph Ampofu of Enterprise Trustees were each named the CEO of the Year in their respective categories: life, general insurance, and pensions. And these recognitions reflect more than leadership. They reflect your trust, loyalty, and the partnerships we've built together. As we look ahead, we remain committed to delivering greater value and innovative solutions to help you thrive. Thank you for trusting in us. Enterprise, your advantage. But Sunday is Father's Day, and Alisa Hotel says, well, Daddy, we love you. It's time to celebrate the heroes, the providers, and protectors in our lives. Join Alisa Hotels this Father's Day for a special lunch experience crafted to honor the kings in our hearts. The event is carefully curated with lip-smacking delicacies plus live band music, while they participate in exciting activities with special prizes to be won. What better way to treat Daddy than with an Alisa Hotel experience? Book a table now at Alisa Hotel Northridge and Alisa Hotel Tema to experience authentic Ghanaian hospitality. Date is Sunday, 15th June 2025. Rate is 500 Ghana cedis per person. The time is 12 noon. Treat Daddy to a relaxing weekend experience by booking a special weekend package starting from $120 only. Terms and conditions apply. For more inquiries and reservations, please contact us on 0501631247 or 0501631252. Alisa Hotel, our Kwaba means more than just welcome. But the Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management Ghana presents the CIHRM 2025 conference from the 18th to the 19th of June 2025 at Alisa Hotel, Accra, under the theme Regulating HRM in Ghana, Standards, Ethics and Sustainability. Conference rates: members 3,200, non-members 4,000, student members 2,000. Register now via CIHRM website or at CIHRM Ghana on Facebook, LinkedIn, and X. Contact them on 0243-278694 or 0208-112644 for group registrations and discounts. CIHRM, transforming work and workplaces. Okay, so that's all from us this morning here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. We're happy that you joined us here on the Super Morning Show. Of course, we are all heading to the Accra International Conference Center for the Ghana Halti Expo here. And so just make sure you're there starting today. It ends on Friday. The President speaks today and will be live on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Winston Amoah. I was here earlier with Kojo, Akoto, Boateng. Do you have a lovely day? Catch you tomorrow. Keep listening to Joy on 99.7 FM.